Good. How you doing?
I'm existing, a little chaotic, but hey, that comes with
Yeah.
the territory of being a trickster.
Oh yeah, no, right? You probably all over
Yeah.
the place, just getting all crazy
Mm.
out.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, happy
As
to
a,
be here. Thank you again for having me.
of course, as a fellow trickster myself, I definitely know the feeling of always being able to be wild card, being chaotic and gremlin-like. You know, I know the feels. I know the feels. It's always good to see another one as well, you know, and you're a lot more colorful than I am. So the viewers actually have some really cool stuff with that.
Thank you. Yes,
No
your design
problem.
is also very, very lovely.
Thank you,
But
I
yeah,
appreciate it.
a little more colorful, definitely have. I actually noticed that. I believe I realized a few days ago, I think I have like almost like all the lucky Japanese colors. I have the blue, the purple, the orange, the yellow, the green, red, and put some white with the horns and everything.
Yeah. You have all the good colors. I love it. I do have to ask you some questions about your design because there's some things that are like gotta ask. Like there'll be more discussion on your design very soon. But one of the things I want to ask about right off the bat is how many hats do you have? You have so many hats. Is it one hat with a whole bunch of little flares, or just a whole bunch of hats?
It's actually just one hat, but it looks like it. If I can kind of I can't really show behind, but it's all one big gesture. Actually, I have a reference sheet actually, and
want to send it to me?
Yeah. I have
it
right here.
And
right here.
Nua Cowboy, thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for the follow. Welcome in.
Welcome in.
Yeah, let's see. Where are we? I have all of my artwork. I'm a little messy, chaotic and messy, but not that chaotic and messy.
Not that. You have organized chaos, right? It's organized chaos a little bit.
It's so funny you say that. Literally, my friends call me chaos coordinator. They even got me a little desk plate that says chaos coordinator.
Oh, chaos coordinator.
Eerily concerned of how good I am at like being very chaotic, but also it just all falling into place.
It all falls into place, guys. All falls into place. I love it. Love it. Well, let me get this on here really quickly.
I have quite a few art pieces I haven't revealed yet, but I don't mind showing other stuff too if need be. But yeah, see the second one on the top left? That's the hole.
Oh, I see now. Okay. I like this. I like this. Awesome. Mimi, thank you for the follow. Hi, Mimi. Why?
Yes.
Good to see you. We're checking out this a lovely design over here. I have the mist-colored socks. I like the different. I now see that as the different is one hat with a whole bunch of different like spots on it. Okay, I definitely see the jester kind of style with it. I love the long sleeves. That's one of my favorite parts. The long sleeves. Long sleeves are great.
You have no idea. I love them. But the most I love them is a lovely friend of mine surprised me and made me a VR chat model, and I love messing with the sleeves because they have the long floppy sleeves. I find myself just flopping around way too much. Yeah, literally, it's so good.
It's so good. I love it. It's so good. I love it so much. It's very cool. It's very cool. We'll get more in your design as we get into it. But those who have new here, who's never been on my show before, well, hello everyone. This is a fun little VTuber talk show we like to host each and every week where we get to know a brand new VTuber. This week we have a very lovely, very awesome guest who's a little bit chaotic. The cutest jester. Apparently he's also the cutest jester out there. How about you introduce yourself to the very few people who might not know who you are?
Hi. Oh, hi, Nye. I recognize you. But yes, I am Kale. Kale, just your fate, trickster extraordinaire at your service. I'm a silly little, definitely not fanboy, but yeah, VTuber. That, totally not. I don't know what you're talking about.
Totally not.
No, totally not.
Totally not fanboy. Totally not.
Yeah. But yeah, and I'm a variety streamer. Now, I did take a little break because I recently just moved and I made a repair about that, but this week I'll start streaming again. And then I have a whole bunch of crazy stuff planned. My birthday's next month. I have other stuff. Lots of fun, crazy streams, retro games, shot collar. Yeah, I said shot collar. I'll get more into that later, but yeah, other stuff. So your face.
Ayo.
Ayo. Literally just
You want to just slide that in there? Just slide that in there a little bit. You know, the only I'm doing this is shock collar.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, what kind of stream is no?
Yeah. Like these are some. Wait. No. Well, I apparently you're going to have some very interesting streams coming out in the very soon. Well, I'll definitely be loving to check that out. I feel like, shot callers definitely can be useful in very certain kind of situations. So hopefully we can see it. Maybe we'll be able to see it only Jester account one day. We'll see how it goes.
Maybe. I'll be getting an ASMR mic soon, so that's another little secret. I talked to a friend of mine, and he recommended a particular one, and I'm like, you know what, I can afford that, because the one I was looking at was like 650. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's the one with the ears, right? Yeah,
the 3D. You know exactly what I'm talking about. But that's nice. Not that I won't get that, but like he said, if you don't care about that kind of audio, he recommended me a certain mic and a XLR power supply, and I'm like, I bet we're doing it.
Yep. Let's do it. XLR marks are always really great to have. That's the one I have, and I've always had bad with like sound designs, so I was trying to get better at doing that. But yeah, I know exactly what the one you're talking about, because I've interviewed a lot of VTubers in my day, and a lot of them has used that for their ASMR like streams. I've interviewed like specific ASMR streamers who like make their career off ASMR, so they always like to recommend that like really high dollar one. But if it's something new, something brand new that you want to try out, I always recommend people always go for like the cheapest option first and then work their way up to see if you like it, see if you want to get into something like that. But I know from looking at your chat, they kind of seem like they would love to check it out. They'll love to see the ASMR. So we'll definitely see. Well, those who have never come to one of my shows before, this is a fun little talk show where I'll be asking 15 questions to a lovely guest here. We'll get into questions like how they first got started, kind of content they like to stream. We're going to talk about the design of their model, and of course, we're going to go into some fun facts about them. So sit back, relax, make sure you have your popcorn out, because this circus is about to start, and I hope you guys enjoy your stay. You're good. It's a best circus, right? Is that what you call your stage, the circus, right?
Yeah, I like referring to my lovely viewers and friends as wild cards. I think that's a cute little things. Yeah, because I mean, my little design. If I temporarily move myself up just for a second, just to show my sleeves, I even have the cards.
Oh, I love that. That's so cool. They look like a lot of fun. I think that's really cool.
Yeah,
very good.
So I decided to be like, oh, my lovely little wild cards. But yeah, I sometimes from the circus. So some of my circus, my little gang, my royal court, stuff like that. There's cute little ways to put it.
Yeah, I love it. That's actually really good. Oi hoi, hope you're doing well. Can't stay for long, sadly. It's okay. Perfectly balanced. It's great to see you here. Good. Perfectly balanced out to follow me and start checking out stuff. I will say this, that if you deal with two tricksters, they're not going to be very perfectly balanced. So I watch out for that. Watch out for that. Okay.
Yeah, a little bit of chaos.
A little chaos, not perfectly, but it's going to be perfectly in a way. 100%. But yeah, no, that's actually really cool. I really like that kind of style of things. I think Wild Cards is really good. I think it's actually a really cool, clever name to it too. I think that's really fun.
Thank you.
But the other thing we always like to do on the show is that we also like to have chat interactions. Because you can't be much of a streamer if your chat is not involved with this somehow.
Yeah, most certainly.
Exactly. So we do this little fun little thing. We have a little spin the wheel right here. It's a little spin the wheel redeem.
Oh, okay.
And what this does, right? So you'll be doing some spin the wheels. I'm pretty sure you dealt with that in your circus days. But we're gonna have a lot of fun with this one. A lot of random questions will pop up and you'll be able to answer. This is gonna be good.
Okay, sounds great to me.
Understand they might finally balance me out. Maybe. Spin, all the spins. This is from Corin. Corin is also a VTuber who likes to check in and play with us every now and then. He's a idol VTuber, and he's going to be asking you the first question of the night. Are you ready for the first question of the night?
I am. Let's go. I am very excited. Let's see.
It's gonna be so cool. It's gonna be so much fun.
Yeah.
Fine. Okay, this is a good one to start us off. Who is or are you Oshi?
Oh, now that is an interesting little question. I've met a lot of lovely people before streaming. I always watch, this could sound silly, but before I started streaming, I never actively watched streamers while they're alive. I mostly did YouTube. I would watch streaming too, but like I was more of like I like these streamers, but I looked at YouTube stuff, which I understand now being a content creator, it's kind of important to do that. But don't let me sidetrack because I will like rant off and go completely off the question. You'd be like,
No,
what
rant
about the
off.
question?"
This is this story, this kind of stream
Yeah.
is all about you ranting and talking and enjoying yourself. Hi, Viku. Good to see you.
So, there's a few people that I've had some inspiration from. It's hard for me to say like, oh, this one specific person is my Oshi. Oh my gosh, I want to meet them or interact with them. But it's more of interactions I've had with certain people that really helped me. Because I've had some crazy stuff happen before I VTube. I'm like, oh my gosh, what if like, I don't know, like crazy, like possessive, sulky types. I've had to deal with that before online, but way before I stream. So I'm like, oh gosh, like, oh, I'm a little scared, like, or like, are people gonna be toxic? Like, I know it's always gonna be everywhere, but like, I generally don't want to just stream and like not make connections. I'm not just here just to stream and then afterwards be like, oh, I know you don't always cook it for everyone, but I talked to quite a few people because before I started streaming, I set up my Twitter account was like 4 months or so before I started streaming. I'd say about maybe 4 months. So I had a pretty decent following. Not that the numbers are what's important, but I had a pretty decent following, so I had a lot of interaction with people. I've had a lot of lovely people. There was Sheepy. I forget their full. It's been a long time since I've watched them. Sheepy. I forget her entire username, but she was a lovely VTuber I had interacted with, and she did a lot of ASMR and stuff. And it was back. They don't even know who I am because I talked to them a little on. I have two different Discord accounts. It's not a secret. One is the one before I started VTubing, and then one is after because I talked to another person, another lovely friend, Rami, who also helped me ease into this. And she was literally like, "Yeah, I just have two different ones just so you can balance it out, like because you might join a whole bunch of groups." So I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I always mention people, "Yeah, I have another one, but I'm like active in this one." So. Sheep is really sweet, really nice Australian sheep VTuber. Helped me just understand a lot of things about stuff. Encouraged me. Was never toxic. Had a lot of followers. Still took time to talk. Really a sweet, generally awesome person. I've met, like I said, Rami Ram. She was really sweet. Talked to me before I streamed. Actually. Talked to her recently today in VR. I hopped on VR chat and was like, "Oh hey," and then another person that has done a lot for me too is my friend Rory Bun. They are very lovely, and yeah, they're streaming right now, so they would definitely not be here. But they were actually the first person I collabed with, and helped really let me see that there's a lot of wonderful people in the VTubing community. So yeah,
That's nice.
and it helped me ease in. Yeah, so really, really, really sweet. It's hard because. I'll say this as well. Another reason why it's hard for me to say a specific person. I'm a weird kind of person. I admire people for good things that they do, but I've never been one to have a role model. Like in real life, I would never say like, "Oh, Michael Jordan's my role model," or
It'd be funny if Michael Jordan was a role model. That would be hilarious. I'll never say.
Got those hoops, but I'm more of a person who just looks at people for both the good and bad, but I don't know, I'm still like that. I'm a strange little creature.
There's nothing wrong about being a little strange, a little silly.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. No, nothing wrong with
Yeah,
it. But I do
absolutely.
like that. I like the idea that your Oshi is not someone that like super high up that you look forward to. It's just common friends that you just like respect and value their opinions on. That's why I like this question, because it doesn't have to be like Iron Mouse or Gagura. It could just be someone you just like to hang out with. You just talk and you value their opinion.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, hello Viku, it's great to see you. You have been noticed. Viku is actually a really awesome person in our community. He's been watching us for a while, and he's actually has similar characteristics as you are. Less of a jester, but more of like the kind of theme you like to go for. Like he likes that kind of stuff. So yeah.
Okay, I think very interesting.
You guys are pretty similar. Viku and you are pretty similar in the kind of things. But thank you for your lurks. I appreciate it. And hello, Evie. It's great to see you. Always booping me and all my guests. It's okay. You can boop all the guests. Boop the guests. Boop the guests. Boop.
Boop.
And then we have the lovely Moi Moi here. She's the cloud VTuber. She actually is a storm cloud VTuber. There's all the cool stuff.
That's very interesting.
Right?
All designs are amazing, but it's
her design is so cool.
Yeah.
I love her design so much, and she just has really cool characteristics with her too. And she runs this like radio tower kind of show, that like a talk show,
That's
and
so
she pretty
cool.
much gets like all these people to come in and check it out. So she actually does something really cool too. I really like it. But she has a question for you, so let's see what the spin the
Yeah,
wheel
go ahead.
is.
Let's see what will
But
fate
you're
is.
very wiggly. You're a very wiggly kind of person.
Wiggle, wiggle. I
Wiggle,
always try
wiggle,
to keep
wiggle.
moving. That was an issue when I first started streaming. I would just kind of like not move too much at 1st. I'd just be.
You gotta talk a lot.
So I've gotten in the habit of just moving. Oh wow. Okay, this is a really good and really bad question because there's like I could like name you like a dozen. So off the top of my head.
All right, well let's hear one of them. You
Let's
know.
see. Embarrassing story. Huh. I'll say a couple because some of them might be really short.
Okay,
So
cool.
I'll throw in a bone and mention a couple of stories. I'm assuming this will be pertaining to VTubing, yes?
Yeah, sure.
So, maybe I'll even read a little story about myself because I do that sometimes. Really silly little crazy stories. So I'll start off with when I first started VTubing. I was still very new to like equipment like OBS and all that. I was big baby. I like didn't like I had never streamed before, so I was still learning how to do everything. I did tutorials and taught myself how to do everything. So I did a pretty good job, I think, on my own. But after streaming, I was like, well, I don't understand how everything works perfectly. There's gonna be scruff, that's fine, but sometimes you may end up doing something that's really embarrassing. There's been a couple times where I've accidentally clicked on something and like had to like pretend nothing happened and just immediately after the stream just delete the VOD.
Yeah, it's like
oh, I'm totally wholesome. I've never clicked on anything, suspicious or anything, definitely not. Definitely
wholesome.
not.
Well, yeah, I know. Have anyone checked
Yeah.
out your Twitter before? Because your Twitter is definitely not wholesome. What are you doing to that little shark right there?
Yeah,
What are you doing? I'm just saying. I'm looking at your Twitter right now, and
yeah, it's a jest. I swear, it's a jest. I swear. Yeah, no, it's a jest. It's all part of the it's a trick. It's a trick.
It's tricky. You're tricking us. Let's see how it is.
Yeah, exactly. I've been preparing for this moment long before you ever asked me. That's how good of a trickster I am. Totally.
Yeah. You put that specifically for this show. You knew I was gonna ask about this. I see.
Yeah, exactly. It's fate. It's one thing I got.
It was fateful. It was fateful.
Yes. I've had a lot of embarrassing stories though. Not too many with the directly VTubing. There's also been one too where I kind of had a conversation that wasn't super personal, just definitely not appropriate for stream. And it's like I didn't realize that you had to click stop streaming, so it was still doing the audio even though I read it out. So only like one person heard it, but I got a DM and they're like, "Hey, you're still technically streaming for people who didn't rate out." And I'm like,
What?
so I immediately ended.
It happens to a lot of people. A lot of people actually don't know that when you rate out, you still have some people who might linger in, and they might still can hear you.
Anything where I would get canceled or anything, but definitely not appropriate. Definitely more so for like a blue site kind of thing. If you get my blue streaming site, if you get my
Oh yeah. No, I got you. It's your blue site. It's the only jesters. The only jesters.
Yeah. So I was just like, no, I don't want to. Very wholesome. So
wholesome, full of holes.
Yes, I will mention one quick story just to add into this outside of E2. Back when I was but a wee jester and used to play back in console before I played on PC. I had it's more of a secondhand embarrassment story, but just like why would this happen? I had a friend who had a crush on someone. And so he invited me to this Discord server, or not Discord, I'm sorry, I'm saying Discord, I'm thinking PC, I'm sorry. Invited me to this PlayStation group call on PlayStation 3. So
that's old school right there.
3. Oh yeah. So it's one where it's like only 6 max and all that. And he was like, hey, the girl I've been talking to, like she went AFK. Like, can you come in and talk with me? The other 2 guys that she has in here are kind of weird. I don't even know who they are. So I hop in. The one guy's not really saying much. The other one's talking in a high pitched voice, like, yeah, what's up? And I'm like, whoa, what? Okay. He sounded like he was on something. So I'm like, I don't know what's happening. So my friend's there, like, come on, just stay with me for a bit, like until she gets back from me AFK.
Please,
and then I'm gonna keep it very vague because I don't want to say anything.
Kale has to be the best wingman over here. You gotta be the wingman.
Yeah, gotta help out the homies, you know. And he was like, I'm gonna invite someone to do something crazy. We're like, oh, okay, okay, like, okay, you do you. And after like a few minutes, he invited someone. He's like, oh, he's here. Didn't say anything. Okay, well, after about a minute, you could just hear like he's eating something really crunchy. I'm like, okay, that's weird. And then after about another minute, his camera came on, and all you can see is a whole bunch of puffy Cheetos, just a bunch of puffy Cheetos that were, and I'm like, okay. And you see, big crusty Cheeto hand, like picking up more and more, and we're like, what the hell is this going on? And the other one's going, yeah, this is gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I'm like, what the hell is going on? I'm just like, wow, you owe me after this. Yeah, like wow, you know.
Like, dude, you gotta buy me like a drink after this. This is a little too much, man.
You're buying me like, I don't know, that was it, that game called like Fat Princess DLC or something. I don't know. I think it was something like that.
DLC.
Yeah, something like that. So, and after a minute, I'm gonna keep it very vague because I'm not gonna say certain things on stream. But he eventually was eating them from his lap, and the Cheetos weren't there anymore. And using his Cheeto encrusted hands, started to do other stuff, which would be appropriate for the Blue website.
What? That's disgusting. Really?
My friend is freaking out. What the? We're both yelling like, "What the fuck? What the fuck?" And just losing our minds. And the other guy's going, "Hey!" like laughing, and I get out of here. I just
I would too. I'd be like, this is disgusting. One, to do it in public, and two, why would you do it with your handful of Cheetos?
Yeah, I refer to him as the crusty Cheeto man, and I still like Cheetos, but whenever I see Cheetos, I just think of that. It's imprinted into my memory.
That's so weird. No, that would kill Cheetos for me. I look at it like, oh.
Yeah, it's embarrassing eventually because it's just like, it's secondhand embarrassment. Like, oh yeah, whenever I see Cheetos, I think of, I
think of PlayStation chats. Yeah.
How can you not live that down? I don't have too many actual embarrassments. I don't have much shame, but it's more of just a secondhand embarrassment. We're just
I hope the guy got with the girl because it was,
he did. He got with someone else though.
He got with someone else. Okay, cool. He got with someone else. All right. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you too. Thank you, Neth and Foot.
Yeah.
Neth and Foot. Thank you so much. And sorry, Viku, you were eating. I apologize.
It's okay.
Hopefully you're not eating freaking puffy Cheetos. If you guys are eating puffy Cheetos, whatever you do, don't try it. I've never thought about trying it, but I don't recommend trying that. It does not feel comfortable. And that just sounds disgusting. Like, who does that? That's so weird. It's so weird.
It's not even your story. You're feeling the embarrassment from.
Yeah, exactly. I feel bad for everyone involved. Like, even the guys.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think the whole story is worth a follow. Agreed.
Because I left first. I'm like, oh, what did you do? Stay there? I know he didn't. Like, shut up! I didn't. Like, yeah, you did. You know.
I would have left first. I would immediately, as soon as something goes out, I was like, nope.
Oh, yeah,
I'm out.
Left almost immediately, but I was out first, so I just see him like, oh, did he stay a bit to watch the show? He's like, what?
Just stay a little bit to watch the show. That's not a show you want to watch. There's like 100 things I'd rather watch before something like that.
I'm very respectful of people's boundaries. Once I'm close enough to someone, I know what I can and can't tease them about. I love to tease people, so I will be relentless if the person's fine with it.
Yo, no, you're totally good. Totally good. I've been teased by so many people, so you don't have to worry about that. You're totally good.
Okay.
And usually, I can always match the same energy on another person, so you're totally good. I'm totally able to do it. And I've had people from all kinds been on my show. I've literally have had the most say-so, most wholesome, must protect with your life kind of beings on my show, to literally the complete opposite, where they are literally making their house mortgages on OnlyFans content. So
yeah,
we have a lot of people has been on that leather seat, on that little seat you've been sitting on. A lot of people has been on there.
All right, hey yo.
All right. But yeah, no, going back to another thing you were talking about before was that you want to move around a lot when you actually are VTubing. Because that is a skill that you kind of started like developing. Is that most people, when they first started VTubing, they kind of sit still. They don't like move around a lot. even when they're playing the games, I think that's the worst part. So when they're focusing on the game, they kind of stay still. You need to kind of keep moving, keep talking and stuff like that, and kind of learn to like talk with your movement. And it's funny because I actually had another friend, a really good friend, who's a VTuber. And apparently he actually started talking, moving around in real life. So at work, he will actually start moving around. And someone called him out on it. It was like, hey, you know, you move your head around a lot whenever you talk. And he couldn't actually tell him that he was a VTuber. So he was like, oh yeah, no, that's just something I do. Obviously, it's just something we do. So if you get caught out for it, it's a good sign, I guess.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah, it's a good sign.
It's a good sign. It's a good sign. But hey, let's get started with some of my questions. Are you ready to get started with one of my questions?
Yes.
Awesome, awesome. Well, what better way to start off an interview than the best question to start off of how you all got started in the first place? And that is, why and when did you want to get into streaming?
It all started when I was born. No.
I was born. Like, wow, it's really long ago. You want to be a streamer from the very beginning.
So, I always thought streamers were interesting. Like I said, I never watch a lot of streams while they're alive, but I always watch a lot of recordings. Way more recordings than streams. But I thought it was fun. I've already made a lot of wonderful friends online prior to streaming. Not that I don't want to make connections, because I do definitely make connections. That's definitely a big reason too. I'm not here just to, make a quick side back or just because I'm bored, because I'm very busy. I work full time and all that fun stuff and have a lot of responsibilities outside of work. But I still make time for friends, still make times for content creation, still make time for streaming. It's a passion. Part of the reason why I technically got into streaming in not last Christmas, but around a little before the Christmas before. But during that time, it was a previous design, and it was much more casual and laid back. And not that I'm not now, but it was more of I'm doing it, but my life is kind of crazy. So it's more of I just do it sporadically. I didn't really have a schedule that was posted too often. It was more of I stream when I can, which is totally fine. Some people are like that. That's fine. Some people don't have the time or personal dedication just because they have other things to do. But then I realized that design was adorable and I loved it, but I wanted to add a bit of me into it. So originally I did want to get into it. Hey!
Thank you for the follow.
Yeah. Hey, this lovely individual body is one of my VR chat model. A very, very adorable, lovely person. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the follow.
Yes, had to say hi to them. Really good friend. But yeah, so I wanted to get into it it's something I always wanted to do. I promised myself I would do it if I ended up finding a model, and I got it as an adopt to my original design, and it was very cheap, so I promised myself I would. I promised the artist would, because I got it for a way lower price than I should have, so I promised to take good care of it and stream. I wanted to make new connections, make new friends, have fun with it, see if I would like it. I did end up loving it, which is why when I ended up taking a short break, I worked on the background making my new design, which I'll get into details later, but it's a big passion project that I'm really sharing with the whole community, and I would have never expected all this like love and support that I've gotten from everyone, and it's pushed me even further to just be like, yeah, I want to keep doing it, and I have so much stuff I want to do, and I'm so happy to be, like I'm here now too. That's a big thing.
Yeah, it's a really big thing. It's really cool. I love that, like, this is what getting you going. It's the support of your friends and your fans. They want to keep you growing, and it's going to keep driving you to keep on going. I like that. That's really cool.
Yeah, nice. I love just being able to get on and talking to people, seeing how their days have been, just sharing stuff with them. It's really sweet and lovely. It's a special kind of thing that you really can't do. Kind of, you can do it other ways, but it's not really the same. It's its own unique form. Yeah,
it is a unique form.
Yeah.
I like it. Well, hey, let's keep it going. It sounds like you have a lot of cool things planned. I love to check out some of those kind of things. Let's talk a little bit more about you as a content creator. What do you like the most about being a VTuber content creator?
All right. So, what I like most about being a VTuber content creator, there's a couple of things I could say, but I'll keep it nice and, more orderly this time. I already mentioned before, which you already know, was, of course, I mentioned the connection making my viewers, but I already kind of said that. That's obviously a big thing. Another thing is, I really enjoy being able to express myself in a different way. Not that I feel like I can't in real life or anything, but it's a lot different when you express yourself in real life and online. Like I have a group of friends IRL where I can say the most like down bad, horrendous, controversial. Not that I say anything bad, but you know what I mean. I can say the most stupid stuff.
It sounds like you say some bad things, because you filtered yourself pretty heavily last one. So I'm guessing if you were with your friends, you would just been like, he just slapped it on the ground and just like with his hand covered, you know.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, that, yeah. If you know me well enough, yeah. But I have a very good filter with stuff like that. But yeah, so, you know, my friends, I'm literally the chaotic individual of the group. There's a joke in my IRL friends that whenever they see me, one of my friends swears that whenever he sees me IRL, that a part of me is different. It's like he literally says I manifest differently every time. I'm that chaotic.
Wow.
But, so yeah, so just the way you be able to express yourself, you know, being able to pick, which is another reason why I wanted to rebrand, pick a model that shows something of me, because I put so much love and dedication into this, which I'll explain that later when we get into more of the design questions, but that's a big thing. You'll understand more of that once we get to those questions and I explain more about my design. But and you know, picking the theme and everything, it's a big thing when you sit down and like, you know, with you, I'm sure you didn't pick a trickster or your design just because I guess I'll take it because whatever, you know, it's something that you connected with and it's something that you can kind of show to express yourself in a unique way that you normally can't, you know. It would be hard for me to run around IRL wearing this, you know, same stuff and hairstyle and you know, heroes every single way. And it's kind of, I've always loved writing too, and being able to give fresh air to a design that I can not only make lore for, but also put myself into is just, it's really amazing. And then sharing out people. So yeah.
Yeah. Sounds really nice. So yeah, no, I'll definitely say that like during that time when you were coming up with your design for your model is like one of the most funnest part, because I'm not very creative when it comes to like art. I'm not very creative when it comes to music. I'm very creative when it comes to the ideas of certain kind of thing. And so my brain was like firing all four cylinders. All the dopamine was going in and out of my head right now because I was just coming up with really cool ideas for a potential VTuber design. And you're right, in the very beginning, I wasn't thinking of it going to be like a Jester kind of Joker kind of style. But I took elements from all these different things that I really like in the character and kind of mashed together. And I had a really awesome person pretty much go through it with me. And we all came up with a design afterwards. And it came out really, really nice. So I feel like you probably had this similar kind of thing.
Yes. It was really, really, really lovely. Yeah, I can explain that more right now, or more of the other question. Either or, whatever you prefer.
We'll go into more of the designs later.
Yeah.
Most I just wanted to talk about more about you as a VTuber and the thoughts and the designs of the content you make around the VTuber style.
Yes. Like I said, I mostly do regular game streaming as well, but I've done a couple comfy like cuddle / partial ASMR streams in VR, where I'm just cuddling, talking to people. I'm getting a ASMR quality mic very soon to make audio recordings and stuff. And a lot of people have requested that I make more sussy content, and I'm looking into that too as well, but in all due time.
Snap.
Yeah.
I see your fandom. Fandom wants to see the cutest Jester out there do the sussy stuff.
I love my fans, but also respectfully screw my fans. Not joking, because they're the ones who picked for me to get the shot collar. They voted on it.
They know exactly what kind of community they're in. They know exactly the audience. Oh wow.
I'm like, it's like I love you all, but I hate you all so much. I actually love them, of course, but you know, I'm just teasing them. I really adore each and every song. Long story short, when I had my debut, I had so much lovely support, and I got a lot of, you know, subscriptions and donations. So I'm like, all this money, I'm gonna put all of it back into streaming. What do you want?
Nice.
I offered like a new outfit, you know, some new equipment stuff. Everyone picked the shot collar, the shotgun control.
Wow. So. Yep. So you guys know what you guys gonna get. You guys know what
I had it for a couple months, but I'm like, I'm gonna be moving soon anyways. My birthday stream's coming up. Let me just save it for that. So
save it for the birthday streams. Save it for the birthday streams. I love it.
Afterwards too, but yeah, it'll be a big thing for that.
Well, it'll be cool to see. It'll be cool to see.
Yeah.
Like, definitely to see your fans who will be really into that. They'll be really into it.
Yeah. Oh, they will.
I had nothing to do with picking the shot collar. Are you sure? Are you sure, Foot? Are you sure about that? I know. I feel like you responded pretty quickly on that. I feel like you had something to do with a shot collar.
No PDA.
I don't know. I'm understand. But next question for you is that you are a Jester VTuber, am I right?
Yes, correct.
Now, as someone who's also pretty much a Jester VTuber, who actually has reached out to a lot of Jester VTubers lately, I definitely know that there's a lot of VTubers out there who are in the Jester clown theme.
Yes. So there certainly is, and I guess you're curious as to why I picked it. What drew me to it? Yes.
It's more the question is, what do you bring to the VTuber community that helps you stand out from the rest of the VTubers of clown style?
I got you. Mm-hmm.
I just didn't know about it. You would have done it, but you just wasn't there. I'm sure.
Yeah. So I'm very chaotic in the sense too, where I can be very high energy at times, and I also be very calm and cool and relaxed. I do a lot of variety streaming. I do everything from retro games that you've never heard of, all the way to just crazy VR chat streams, and soon I'll even be branching out to sussy content and some other stuff too. Doing a little of everything, but I have a lot of specializations. I plan on doing a lot more interactive stuff. Like I said, streams where one of the streams at the Shot Collar will literally be me just playing with friends, but I have an open mic, and when chat shocks me, you know how repo goes if you've played it before, where if you make noises near certain creatures, you're basically dead.
Yep. True.
Yeah, I'm always trying to be much more cozy, keep everyone involved with how it's going on with my life. I have a lot of unique content planned. I can share a little bit with you too. I have a wonderful friend of mine who would never want to stream, but he's encouraged me to take a lot of these old retro games that you need like old school emulators for like arcade systems, and to stream those. I'll be starting to do a dedicated night for that.
Ooh.
A dedicated community night and everything. I'm just laying out all the tracks for it, and I have a lot more crazy interactive content that I have planned soon. But even disregarding that, what I have currently, like I said, I just have done a lot of different things, and I'm starting to specialize down into what I really want to do. And with the VR and everything, it's just being able to do so much and include everyone is really a big thing. I know everyone does that, but I try my hardest to always have everyone and everyone all in there. So yeah.
Nice. I like that. That's so cool. It sounds like you have some really good content in the makings that satisfies most of your community. Things that that like the people who want the spicy kind of stuff can get, but also some people who like the wholesome side of things. It seems like that's where the trickster comes into place. That you can go all over the place and still be very entertaining for your community.
Yes.
And it sounds like.
Oh, sorry. You go.
No, I was gonna say and it sounds like you're going to have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah. And one thing I forgot to mention too, with collabs too, I've always tried to reach out to VTubers. I don't care if they have more views, less views, as long as I get a good vibe or I have the time. Always, stream. I stream with a lot of different people, just as long as they have a good vibe and I feel like they're a good person. So that's another big thing too, just being able to branch out and make some lovely new connections too.
Yeah,
Going forward, I will have probably like a 50-50 where I won't collab more than half the streams I do solo streams, because I'm moving doing a lot of collab streams, but now I'm going to even it out. So yeah,
True.
I got less stuff.
I agree. Collabs are fun. They're really cool, but having some of your solo content is definitely what kind of stands you out,
Yes, because with collabs, I love collabs, and I love collabing with people, but it's harder to focus one-on-one with your chat when you're collabing, because there's so much chaos and stuff happening. And also don't want to overtack where it's if you have 6-7 people, it's do I mute my mic? Do I just talk to chat through the mic? I don't want to be disruptive at the same time. But
it's difficult.
I really do enjoy collabing.
One jumps in. Hello, Ruthie. It's great to see you. Hello.
Hi, Ruthie. Oh, spin the question wheel.
Yep. So Ruthie has a question for you now. So let's get another spin to go. Now this is Ruthie's question. Ruthie's also a really awesome person for my community. She's really cool.
I love the cuties here. Let's see.
All the cuties. All the cuties, guys. All right. So I'm pretty sure most of your community is going to be taking out the pens and papers for this one.
Hey, yo.
What's an ideal date? This would be Ruthie's question, by the way. This would be.
Yeah, you know what? That's perfect. See, fate has shined upon you. Fate has pulled some strings for you. Yeah, so
putting out pencils and papers. I love that.
Ideal date. Yes, but not in a weird way. I get you. Don't worry about it.
But trust me. This might be your question. But I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure most of the people in chat right now are itching to find out what the answer to that question is.
Yeah, so the ideal date. I guess I'll give a two-sided version. I'll give an online version and then an, IRL version because of course, a relationship online or in person equally is valid, but there's only certain things you can do in person, certain things you can do while online. So I'll give both. I've experienced both in the past. I am very much a single pringer right now though. But so an ideal date, I'll say how about we start with, if it were to be something in person, if, two people were physically in the same area, I'm not very picky, but if it were to be an ideal date, something that I would really love, um, I do like high energy and low energy things, but if it were just to be without a distinction between that, um, I would probably find the ideal date to be us doing something kind of nice at first, relaxing, maybe going out for, a nice little breakfast somewhere. I am a sucker for breakfast. I usually eat a very small breakfast. I don't eat a lot. I usually have a very small breakfast, maybe something small for lunch, and then a bigger dinner. It depends though. But go out for breakfast. Maybe I'll, treat yourselves. Maybe get some French toast. I'm a sucker for French toast. Don't have it often, but it is good. Maybe after that, go out, taking notes. Hey yo,
Hey,
nah, you
yo.
planning something?
Oh.
After that, go out, maybe, go out to, maybe go to a couple stores, something that you like to do. Yeah. And, maybe go out for, maybe go home for lunch or go out for lunch, one or the other. Spend some time home relaxing. And then, if you wanted to be a big date, maybe for dinner, go somewhere that we normally wouldn't go for dinner. Maybe breakfast would be something that we normally go to because it's something more cozy. For dinner, go somewhere that would be something we wouldn't normally go. I'm not saying something super fancy, but maybe like, oh, let's check out this. I like to go to new places, like go online and look like, oh, let's look at the places that you can eat, and you'd be like, oh, this seems neat. Let's go ahead and try that out. And as long as I have good reviews, if it has at least like 4 or more stars, is good. I'm a little scared if a restaurant has like 3.9 or less. It's like, well, why? I don't want to get food poisoning. I've had that before. Please don't. No, no. I wanted to die. It was so bad. um, and after that, just maybe if there's a nice movie, I'll go to a movie. Maybe do a special little event. And then just go home. And depending on how close with said person, maybe have a nice little intimate night. You never know, or maybe just next time. But and then I'm a very simple jester. It would also depend too on the kind of things we do together. And for online, that's kind of more simple because you don't have to run around everywhere. But still a little more complex. You can do so much online. Probably just honestly playing something together would be really fun, and then maybe watching something together, and it's a lot more simple when you're just home relaxing. It's like, yeah, let's watch something together, let's cuddle up, and yeah. Not that I'm the cuddly type. I totally am not the cuddly type, but
What's wrong with being a cuddly type? What's wrong with being a cuddly type? I like cuddles. Cuddles are great.
Yeah, no, listen, I'm a big baby like that. Every night I cuddle up with a body pillow. Not even a body pillow that has anything on it. Just a regular body pillow. Not that there's anything wrong. I want to get a actual body. I've never had a body pillow with like a character on it. I want to. I may or may not have a Kale Daki made, but I haven't released it yet.
What? A Kale Daki?
I didn't say anything. I don't know what you're talking about. I must have glitched. I didn't say that. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. But yeah, what are you talking about? Yeah, it must have glitched out. Everyone must have heard the wrong thing. That's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, so
you like to just slip in little random things into your conversation, don't you? You just like to slip things in.
Yeah.
This is when you guys have to clip more things, so you can use it against them.
People aren't sure if I'm just a dominant or just a brat. People tell me that all the time. I'm like, you have to find out.
Yes, you have to find out. It's easy. So ideal date: breakfast, mall shopping, lunch, dinner, Netflix and chill. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Warms in.
Yeah.
I'll take your entire stock. I love that. Well, hey, that sounds like it'd be cool.
Yeah.
It sounds like it'd be a really good things for your fans. I bet they will love that. Well, next question for you is that: are you looking forward to streaming any games coming out this year?
Oh, this year, yeah. So, yes, I have a lot of games in backlog, which is one issue. I don't know if you noticed how many games I have when you added me on Steam today. I have a few games.
It's a few games, a little bit.
Yeah, it's just around almost 4,000 on Steam.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, I'm not rich. I just know how to get games. Like I used to do a lot of crazy stuff. That's a whole question on its own.
All on your own.
But yeah, but with games coming out, there are some, even a couple that have come out recently. I know Doom just came out, the new Doom. I would like to get that. I'm just gonna wait a little. And also, which did come out this year, but I haven't played it yet, the new Yakuza game, because I love Yakuza.
The pirate one, yeah.
Yakuza. Yes, I love Yakuza. But there is a lot of big games coming out this year. There's a new Dark Souls DLC, which
well, it's not DLC. It's
not Dark Souls, but Elden Ring, the standalone. It was supposed to be the standalone.
the Night Raid kind of thing.
Yes, I love those kind of games. There's I know the Switch 2 is coming out, but it's so expensive. I don't know if I'll
I'll wait till there's some games that's designed for that I'm actually looking forward to. Like maybe the next Smash game. If they do another Smash game, maybe I'll.
Yeah.
But until then, I'm probably gonna hold.
Yeah. One game that I'm actually want to mention, I'm cautiously excited for. I didn't know how I felt about the closed beta. I don't know if you know much about Killing Floor.
Yes, I do know about Killing Floor.
I'm a huge fan of Killing Floor 1 and 2. 3, they changed so much about it. I have a lot of friends that still want to get it. I have it pre-ordered just because I want to, but they even people are so about the game that they actually pushed back the release to the end of the year. Yeah, and I know that it's not coming out this year too, but of course GTA, it won't be out this year now, but who wouldn't want to play the new GTA? And stuff. So
it'll be coming out next year. They finally got a release date. It's probably coming out next year, which that makes sense. It makes sense. I knew it was going to come out next year.
Yeah, and there's a couple others that just came out recently. One that I plan on streaming very, very, very soon is Look Outside. I don't know if you heard about that. Look Outside it's this pixel little turn-based RPG. Do you know about Fear and Hunger?
Yeah.
So it's basically Fear and Hunger, but a different setting. Still grotesque, but in a different way. Not to the point where you have to play a censor pass to play it on stream, but it's a lot of body horror stuff, eldritch stuff. Basically, if you look outside, you get turned into a grotesque creature. That's all I'll reveal about it. I know a lot about the story, but I like a lot of those kind of retro-ish kind of games too. Yeah, so there's some other releases I'm looking forward to, but I have such a big backlog of games too. It's I'm just gonna kind of wait and see what else comes out and play through those. So yeah,
it'd be cool. It'd be really awesome. I love it. Clipped a little late though. It's okay, Ruthie. You can always edit those clips. You're a professional clipper.
Okay.
Professional clipper. I love it. Cool. Next question for you, and that is: any games you like to play with your fans?
Yes. Also, I forgot to ask Borderlands. That's one other thing I forgot.
Borderlands is gonna be cool. I like the characters in this one. It looks like they have some really cool characters.
Yes. But yes, any games you want to play with your friends. Actually, I would like to play Borderlands with friends, but I will be doing that also with Repo, because Repo, you can play a lot of
Repo is so much fun. Repo's so much fun.
And we also great for community nights too. Same thing with Lethal. I'll admit, I still love Lethal Company, but I personally have enjoyed playing Repo more. But it's not I never want to play Lethal Company again. It's I don't know, just something. Me personally, I enjoy Repo a bit more, but Lethal's still just as great of a game. Both kind of great games for that kind of stuff. I want to open a Minecraft server up soon. Have one that can actually be hosted and people can hop in. If enough people have interest in that. There's a lot of interesting other games I'd like to play. I try to go for bigger ones because, with community nights, I don't want people to feel too left out, or at least rotating stuff out. But I do like my Rival Rivals. I wouldn't mind playing community night, even though it can only up to 6 people. 6 is not that bad, but still,
it's not bad.
I don't want people to be left out too much. You can always rotate through.
Just rotate. All about rotate.
Yeah. And I've been looking into some other interesting options too, even with some of the lesser known titles. But those are my main ones. I'm thinking of some other ones and have a couple of things cooking, but also VR chat would be another great thing for social gatherings for people to be invited into. VR chat's really cool. You can go to worlds that are chill, go into worlds that are really actiony. It's just a great little thing to get everyone in it. They can also hold a lot of people, and it's fun to just mess around and talk to each other and do stupid stuff together.
True. It's always good. It's always good to do those kind of things. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it sounds like it'd be nice and wholesome. It's always good to go for that kind of stuff. I love to see what you have next to store. It'd be really cool. It sounds like you have a lot of things planned, a lot of things in store. So you guys will have a nice treats. Really good to have. I love it. All right, well, let's get into the next part of our content and a lot of talk about our stories for today, and that is going to be your design. Let's get into your design, your model.
Yes.
So what's the thoughts that went into design your model?
So
it's only ever wholesome on VR, I swear.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Yes, definitely. Yeah, that's right.
I've seen VR. I've seen VR chats. I've seen VR rooms. Sure about the wholesome part? Are you sure about the wholesome part?
Wholesome with capital H. I mean, W. I'm sorry. English is definitely not my first language. I messed up. Yeah.
Yeah. Of course it is. So yeah.
But I don't know how to view my clip, but I'll remember but yeah. So there was a lot of love in design. So one important basis is I still love my old design. I wasn't able to put anything of me into my original design because it was an adopt. It was a lovely adopt, but I never had to put anything of me into it, and I really wanted to implement that. So there's still a whole bunch of stark contrasts and differences with this model versus to the other one, but it's still heavily inspired. The hairstyle is a little different, but it's still a bit similar. The tail is still a bit similar. I can actually send you the image of the old one if you would like.
Yeah, sure.
Just to show that off. Let me see. Here is this one, and then I have this one. You can use either or. I don't know what would be better. This is old design. Still very adorable. But you can see there's a lot of differences, but also some similarities, obviously.
Okay, I can see it. I see it. Okay, I can see the little bit of design. Like definitely one is more like darker than the other one. I don't know why there's like a heart there. Yeah.
Yes, and my other one's a werewolf one. This one's more of just like when you look at it, it's almost like it's kind of how would you say? It almost like a fox, maybe not, maybe something else. Maybe a wolf or a fox. Yeah, people question what it is. Like a little chaotic. I'm not sure. People are like, are you a fox? Whatever you are. So, it's like. But anyways, aside from that, there's a lot of love and inspiration that went into this design, just because, it's kind of my passion. I'm sharing it with everyone, and I want everyone to kind of feel that passion. There's a lot of personal touches too. Like I've always thought collars are cute. I wouldn't have cute include collar. Which interestingly, someone actually got angry at me for including a collar because said I should only have a collar if I have a partner, and I'm like, but I just think collars are cute.
Yeah, what's wrong? What's wrong with having a collar?
I don't know, but I still put
people being mad, being trolls online, trying to make it like, you should only have this unless you have this. Like, nah, I do what I want. Do what I want.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a cute collar, but there's a couple other things about the design. There's a different design that I had that I never used, but I really love the character, and I implemented some of it into it. It's not much, but that's probably what influenced like the cards on the side, the decks, the houses, and I always found gestures interesting. I am kind of a history nerd. I like a lot of history stuff. Gestures and plague doctors are among my favorites. But I always thought it would be more fun to be a jester because a jester fits my personality more. Plague doctors are cool, but a jester fits my personality way more than a plague doctor.
Way more.
And you're probably curious. Well, that explains some stuff, but like, what about the number? Oh, also, I want to point out one thing. The 7 on my tie, you could say, oh, well, it's luck because of the cards. 7, 7, 17 casinos. No, it's actually 7's my lucky number because my birthday's July 7th. So I always love the number 7.
7 is a good number.
It just kind of fit in the theme. And I'm like, you know what? I want to add that on my tie. And then the horns. And also in my concept art, you can see on the right corner, the top right corner, or even in the middle lower section, there's like eyes that look sharper, almost draconic. Well, there's certain features from this. I'm a huge, when I say huge, I mean huge D&D nerd. I play all the time with my IRL friends. I haven't played as much of them online because when I moved kind of far away from them. I still talk to them a ton, but I played a couple online with some online friends. Haven't done it in a while. With my IRL friends, I played with them a lot online, and I do it in person before I moved. And I'm still working Kale's lore. I've kept open so I can work on it with the community, but there's some parts that I've revealed and some parts that I haven't that are already set. Kale is still me. I don't I know some people when they stream, they play in character, which is totally fine. Me, I'm in character, but I'm myself. If you get what I mean. I'm literally just me. Me being in character is me being myself, my silly little self. Parts of the design, the horns are inspired from, basically, without going into a huge ton of detail, because D&D campaigns go on for a long time. He's not from that same campaign, but in my hindsight, the offspring of two certain characters from a campaign, which is why you see some kind of almost draconic looking eyes, and you see these horns. His draconic eyes are from his father, his horns are from his mother, but everything else is just him, because he's just a chaotic little puff of a lovely, lovable chaoticness. Yeah. So, and also one crazy thing about the design too. Also, I want something to be colorful, obviously. The lovely Curse 360 is the artist I worked with. The lovely artist helped me curate this concept of Kale. You want to know the very first thing that I came up with Kale? They sent me a silhouette. No sketch. Just a silhouette, a black silhouette. And they recommended that, you don't have to, but it is nice when a character has a silhouette that's recognizable.
Yes,
so the
true.
very first thing I had was just the silhouette of the top left one, just that. And I never thought of that. Like, that's actually really creative. Like, I never think, like, yeah, let's make a unique silhouette so they recognize it, but it makes sense. And then we just went from there and made the lovely design. Also, other parts of it, I'm a femboy, so of course I wanted, thigh-high socks. They're cute. Pigtail back and yeah.
Is that a femboy trope? Thigh-high socks? Is that a femboy trope? Chat, I need to ask you guys. Is that a femboy, chat? Oh, I don't know.
Totally not. Totally not. I definitely don't have thigh high. Definitely not a femboy trope. Maybe.
Totally not. Oh yeah, totally not.
But yeah, no. And actually, I do like not necessarily, but often, yeah. That in a feminine voice.
Back in her is a insight. It's a insight. Yes, not just femboys, not just femboys. Not necessarily, but often and feminine voice.
I'm not going to gatekeep thigh highs. You can wear thigh highs if whatever you do, whatever you want to be. But it's like I really like thigh highs, and thigh highs are definitely something that maybe sushi best. Yeah. So some parts of the design were suggested by my lovely designer, but they kind of put everything together. Also, the colors red and green are very important to the parent characters I mentioned, which is another reason why they're a little more prominent with the design as well.
Nice. I like it. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Very good. Personal opinion. Oh yeah, well.
Yeah.
Cool. I like it. Well, let's put a pause to your design for a second, and because Mimi over here would like to ask you a question themselves.
Mimi. Oh.
No spin.
I know Mimi.
Mimi. You know the Mimi.
Yeah. It's Mimi buried. Let's see. What we get?
All right. Well, we must have to ask. Are you a cat person or dog person?
Oh, that's a hard question because I love animals so much. I'm a really huge animal person. Like I just really adore animals of all kinds. Even if like the animal is being quote annoying end quote, like I don't really care. And I own a cat and a dog, so I adore those little buggers, even when they're being annoying. Even when I have to take my dog out to use the bathroom, I'm not like, oh, I gotta take them back. I'm like, okay, they gotta go out. Sure, I'll take them. Sure, it's a pain in the butt, but I don't mind. I love them. It's difficult to say which one I prefer more. I love both cats and dogs, but if I had to, like, let's just say I was starting from a new slate and I had to pick either getting a cat or a dog, and I could only have one animal where I was moving, I would probably be impartial to pick the cat. And the reason would be is I love dogs, but with cats, you can still give them attention, but I feel like it's almost a little bit like easier to. So in case I'm busy, it's easier. Like the cat, I don't have to take them out for the walk. They kind of do whatever. I play with them.
Kind of do their own thing, right?
Yeah. But it's not just the only reason. It's kind of practical too. Also, if like I have to go on a trip, I can be like, oh, I can leave food for them, and they'll be okay for like 2 or 3 days. Versus like the dog, like I can't do that for a dog or anything. But that's not the main reason. Just with the way of, I don't know. I really have a really soft spot too for cats because my first pet was a cat, which is probably the reason why I'm a little more biased towards that. I love both. Like I said, I couldn't choose between the two if I had to pick right now between keeping one or the other. But my first animal was a cat, and I adored him. He was such a little sweetheart. And even my current cat I have right now, it wasn't on purpose, but he looks almost like him. I love him. He's a little
Oh,
bugger. Sometimes he
little
gets into
bugger.
trouble, but like I love he's an orange cat, so you already know he's getting some crazy stuff. Like there's been times where he's done so much stupid stuff where I'm just like, he's so chaotic. Maybe that's another reason why. I'll be like one time I was taking a bath. I usually take a shower, but I took a bath. Sitting there in the tub, the cat jumps on my shoulder, just standing there on me. I'm like, what are you doing? Like I'm like you're gonna. He's just sitting there, or like he'll come up to me, put his paw in the water, start trying to like hit my hand. I'm like, what are you doing? Like his hand's all soaked, but he doesn't care. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm in here trying to get cleaned up. I don't know. It's maybe the chaoticness of them I just really enjoy. But dogs and cats, they're both so lovely. But I guess I would go with cat if I had to.
Cats are great. I like cats. Cats are really good.
Yeah.
I think cats are really awesome, and I do prefer them. Dogs are great because they'll always love you no matter what, and they always give you attention. But sometimes you don't want that attention. Sometimes you don't.
Yeah, exactly. My cat loves cuddles too. I'm like, come here.
Cat with cuddles. Oh yeah, one. All right, so perfectly balanced. Would like to ask you another question. Let's see. This is the perfect question. I love how wagjaw you are when you get excited.
I gave headbutt.
Watch out for those horns, though.
Coffee or tea? Ooh,
I know, right?
Oh, so when I was younger, I would say tea. I didn't like coffee for a very long time. I actually forced myself to like coffee.
Really? You forced yourself?
I have been to Italy before. I'm not saying to brag, whatever. It's silly, but when I went to Italy, I knew it would be a great opportunity because when you go to a bar doesn't mean a drinking bar. It means a cafe. They call cafes bars typically, and they call a pub, a bar. A bar is a bit over there. So I went to the pub, the bars there. I would get a €1 espresso shot, and I take a little shot, drink it. They have a little, if you want, cream or sugar on the side, take it. It's like a shot. Think of it like if you're taking a shot of alcohol. It's not maybe the most pleasant because it's strong, but it goes right down. Whatever, one shot, you're good. Yeah, that's cheap for really good coffee. Yeah, it was really lovely. I've been there twice, but I miss those little cafe shops. And after doing that, I'm like, you know what? This is not bad. I would like to I always enjoyed the smell of coffee, but I never liked the taste of it. So, when you get older, your taste bud change too. I went from espresso shots over to energy drinks, which may or may not be when I started going to my femboy phase, which is interesting considering the trope of that.
I know, right?
And I've always been.
He's now accepting what he is. He's accepting it.
I've always been a solo twink, but I'm like, am I a femboy? I see my calling.
See my calling. Yeah. This speaks to me. I will now become the fen of the boys.
Not that it's evil, but I'm thinking of the meme with the Spider-Man. What was it? Far Away From Home with the Green Goblin mask, where it's talking to him. It's like, you're hiding from your destiny. No, leave me alone.
Leave me alone. I don't want to hear you. He's like a fanboy. He's like,
yeah, literally the Monster Energy drink told me about my femboy destiny. But yeah, so after that, I started to drink iced coffee and then regular coffee, and then I just got into it where like I don't drink it daily. It's gonna sound weird. I actually drink coffee later in the day or at night, preferably in the morning if I'm like dead tired. But yeah, so I'm a coffee person. Tea's still good though. I enjoy a good tea, but I don't really drink tea much. But when I do have good tea, it's good. But coffee, yeah.
Oh, coffee's good. I like coffee, but tea is also really good too. I like that.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I try to do the sugar-free options when I can. Definitely.
Makes sense. You gotta have the femboy physique. You gotta have the femboy physique.
Yeah, I never liked the Monster Energy, the ones that have sugar. I always did the sugar-free ones.
I didn't get the sugar-free only because my family has a history of diabetes, so I have like everything.
Same. My grandfather had diabetes, so I completely understand that.
So I have to have everything sugar-free, or else I will die. No, it's not that severe, but
yeah. Let's stay with the sugar-free. No dying.
No dying. I don't want to die. No.
Yeah, no, we good.
If I'm pronouncing your name wrong, I do apologize. Nathalo. Yeah. We'll do one more spin, and then we're gonna put a pause to spins full open.
Let's see. What are we getting?
right, cool. Let's see what kind of music you like to listen to.
Okay, so this is an interesting question because I'm not really too much of a picky person, but I do have preferences. Some of them probably surprise you a little. Now I'll start with what I don't listen to the most. I have nothing against country music, but I lived in Louisiana for 2 years.
Oh.
Nothing's wrong with Louisiana, you know, great state and all. But when I was down there, now it's not so much. It's been a while, but when I was down there, I would only hear country music. I would hear it constantly, which is nothing's wrong with that. But I got burnt out of it because it's like, oh, I've heard, you know, like the 8th time today, another, you know, like the 12th time today, you know, another country song playing. Nothing wrong with that, but I'm like, okay. So after that, I had a phase where I listened to a lot of techno, but that eventually wore off. Nowadays, the type of music that I mostly listen to is lo-fi, but also heavy metal and rock. Yeah, those are actually ones that I really enjoy. I really enjoy those. I like Japanese, you know, anime music as well. But I find myself not listening to it as often. It's more like if I'm listening to it like while watching something rather than listening to it by itself. But if I'm listening to something by myself, typically I'll be listening to either lo-fi, or I don't know if you would consider it music, but I do like really, I don't know what you would call them, like really calm, relaxing sounds, ASMR sounds, like, yeah, like, Call the Night OP. Oh, yeah.
Don da don. That's my workout music. Don da don.
Yeah, good stuff. But yeah, I also love, sometimes I'll listen to really calming, like I said, ASMR stuff, obviously like that. So sometimes I listen to music that's really calming. Sometimes you just not even music, just
relax,
sounds.
smooth. Yep, I know the feeling.
Yeah, nice and smooth. Yeah, so it's like either that or literally.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, it depends on the mood. Depends on the mood. Depends on the mood. Well, made by the same people. Whoa, I didn't know. I didn't know they made the same music. That's interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know either. Very interesting fact.
Well, I love it. Cool. Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah.
Now let's go back to your design a little bit. Let's go back to your kind of stuff that. Now, some questions I have personally about your design is that, so one, your eye, you have one eye that's different than the other eye. Because one eye actually has some more extra color in it. Is there a reason behind it?
Yes, so it's a very similar design. I'll add in a little bone to this too. It has a similar reason to do with the concept art of his eyes, having the two draconic. I didn't get that. I'll need to see if we can add that in eventually, the having the draconic looking kind of eyes. But even disregarding that, his other eyes are only when he gets really kind of angry or agitated. Now, as for his regular eyes, like I said, with the multicolor, it's his left eye that has the this little multicolor, and his right is that. It's also I'm gonna close up just a little for a moment. It's actually a little bit lighter. It's hard to see. So it's a slightly different shade on top of everything too. As to lore reasons why, it's kind of about I'll put it this way. It's with the duality of his nature. You can see that he's very colorful, and his one eye has literally a spectrum of the colors in his eye, which it definitely has, a lot to do with him as a character. It's a little more pronounced when you look at certain pieces of artwork. Some artwork isn't as pronounced, but it really has to do with a bit of his lore, a bit of his creation, and kind of it ties into him not being something that really should have been, but still is. Which I know sounds very vague and mysterious, but that's kind of how it purposely is for now. And it's very interesting that you actually caught on to that, because not too many people notice that. It's just a very small little detail.
Everyone gets surprised because of all the VTubers I get on my show, the first thing I ever look for when it comes to designs, the eyes. I love VTuber eyes. And the design of the eyes is what really draws me to them. So usually the first thing I check out is usually the eyes. So when I notice something different, I'm like, I wonder what that's going on.
Yes, I did admittedly want to have heterochromia, but that is not the reason why. I didn't just put it there, just have heterochromia. Not that would be the wrong answer. Heterochromia is lovely. Just put it there, but it does tie into the lore, and the fact too that his eyes change and then morph back. He is technically a shapeshifter, but it's natural. It's not just a shape-shifting face. It's just literally something he just kind of has. And it also kind of ties into the fact that his left eye is a bit more connected to those draconic looking eyes, which is kind of interesting to kind of point out. Maybe one side is more influenced by one parent and one the other kind of thing.
I like it. I like it. Well, I think that's always good.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, I like that kind of design. It's really cool, interesting design. And you do have like a kind of like a faded color scheme. You know, it's not like a bright color kind of scheme. It's very faded. Which, looking at your concept of your old design that you were thinking about going for before you went to this design, it does make sense that you have a little more faded to it because it does have that kind of style to it. Now, one last question I do want to ask you about your design. And that is, why did you choose between the horns and the ears the way you have it? When I first saw you, I didn't really notice the horns until a little bit later, and I was like, oh wait, there's horns there. I thought it was just like really big, like forehead, like really big forehead. And then this the thing is in the middle of it. But now it makes sense. So why did so was this like original design that you wanted to have with the ears? Does it have something to do with your D&D inspiration?
So the horns definitely with the D&D inspiration. I always thought horns are cute too. Some people affectionately call them different things, but I really do enjoy having the horns. Aside from personal preference, it does go in. One of his mother, Mary, has some infernal ancestry into her, which kind of ties into that little design. So yeah, maybe like you mentioned, demon trickster. You may not be too far off at all.
Well, my design is a fox demon. So he's a fox demon, and he's possessed a mask, and the mask was worn by a magician. So technically, even though he does have some jester Joker themes, technically he's actually a magician.
That's so cool. I love that. It's a lovely little lore and everything, learning about them too. But let me focus on the question for a sec for you. That's so cool. But yes, with mine, there is quite a bit of thought into it. Like, so with the horns and the ears, it's a mixture. The ears are of his own. They're not inspired by either of the D&D or anything. It's a mixture of personal preference and also including part of my old design, but also something I just wanted to have, part of what I wanted. And also Kale isn't just an accumulation of both of the D&D characters that he's based off of from their offspring. He's very much his own original, person. And being very chaotic, even though he has inspiration from both, he's very much his own original kind of person, manifesting in a different way.
I like it.
And I'll leave a little bit to it too. While this is his preferred, maybe in true form now, I do plan on eventually having a alternative form to switch between. But that'll be worked on, and I plan to involve the community with that because there's a few different options. I'll be like, hey, what do you guys think would be the neatest?
I like it. Very cool. Very good. Good answers. Do you have any toggles or emotes you'd like to show off?
Yes. Let me show you a few. I messed around with a couple, but yes. Let's see. So I do have my lovely little blush,
little hard eyes. When people say they like to touch your tail.
Yeah, I'll zoom in a little too so you can see the toggles a little better. And let me see, am I up enough? Yeah, that's good. And there are a few others too. There is the nervous, as you've seen, like no. I can combine it with this. I can do anything with this, but I like doing this. So it's like, no, I didn't. I swear, no. I'm definitely not a fanboy. Definitely not.
Totally not a fanboy.
Yeah. No. I'm yeah. Or just. You wouldn't say anything mean about Reem, right?
Yeah, you wouldn't say anything mean. You wouldn't pick on this lovely little
I'm
jester.
Yeah, innocent. I do anything, it's totally related to pride.
Don't fall for it, chat. He's a trickster. Don't fall for it.
Not sussy.
Those are crocodile tears right there.
Yeah, so I can do them separately, but this also without any toggles, my model creator made the art and the rigging. It was amazing. This is without any toggles, by the way.
Nice, very well done. Oh, they just looking around. I like it.
And then of course, combining the two, where I can just kind of. And then of course we have the tail wag, tail down or.
Wag it.
Yeah.
Just how happy you are.
Yeah, lovely little things. I definitely would love to commission them again to get some more. Also looking at getting those draconic looking eyes because that is an important thing. I meant to get it, but I didn't get to include it in time with my stuff. So yes, so
Okay, I like it. That's so cool. That's so cool.
thank
I think
you.
that's a really awesome thing. I think that's really awesome. Cool. Cool. Next
Yeah.
question for you. Next question for you, and that is, what's your favorite part about your own design?
The favorite part. I need to think a second. I think there's
Yeah,
so much
that's a difficult one.
love about it. There's so much going on with my design.
Only
It's
the
like,
hard hitting
what do I-
questions here on my show. Only the hard hitting questions.
This isn't my favorite part, but I legitimately didn't realize that my my model
It's
would
thigh
do
high
this.
socks. It's the thigh high socks.
Yeah, I didn't expect all this, but yeah, no.
The hips for
but
days. The hips
the
for
hips,
days.
yeah, exactly. I didn't realize that until after I got the model, and I'm like, okay, let's look at this. I'm like, oh my gosh.
You know your chat
Oh my
would clip
gosh.
that, by the way.
Oh yeah, no, I
Just saying.
definitely. I would be disappointed if they didn't.
Oh, you guys hear that, guys? You hear that? You guys hear that?
But one big thing I really love to design, something that really draws me in, which is kind of hard because, like I said, there's so much going on in this little design. Everything kind of coming together, straight from all the thigh highs all the way up. Like I said, I mentioned before, I just really adore having these big little sleeves.
Yeah, the sleeves look fun. They look fun. They look just good. And I like, so like from anime, and you probably can relate with this because I do have like when I was coming up with my designs of my characters, I do like characters who are kind of crazy, who have like long sleeves and they like hold it up to their mouth and they have like a creepy smile to it. Like,
yeah, exactly.
You know, I like that style, so like I could see you liking that style too. I can definitely, and I think with your I can pull it up again. But with your character style, you do have like a little bit like your mouth like kind of covered up by your sleeve.
Yeah.
I like that. It's a really cool design. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I would definitely never have creepy.
Have you thought about like going up to your rigger and have some arm like movements? Because it looks like your arms don't move that much.
Yeah, they don't move too much. They kind of go.
They just wiggle, wiggle.
So,
just wiggle, wiggle. You should have. Because we also want to see the claws. Because apparently your nails come out too.
Yeah, so I have a for my model, I have both short and long nail variants. I love how the long nail variants do have like different designs for each one, which is pretty crazy. But wouldn't include a short nail one because I know it's not always practical and also adding extra details. So I like having both. And he's a shapeshifter, so I can imagine, you know, definitely changing between the two as desired. Very chaotic.
All the chaotic
character.
But I do like that. I do like that a lot. Very cool. Oh, you said me.
Oh yeah, I was saying like I would never have creepy artwork of Kale.
No, I like the creepiness. The creepiness is cool. The creepiness is cool. I like it. I like it. Like my model is actually supposed to be a very creepy character. Like he's zany and fun and crazy, but he's technically like a demon. He's like a cursed object.
Does have a lot more darker lore, but I haven't really I'm working on a couple other VTubers and stuff like that. I maybe not be joining a little VTuber group sometime soon. Not a corporate thing, just a
VTuber group, guys. We'll see how that goes.
I can't reveal too much information about it, but I can definitely see that.
We'll see. Let's see. Well, PDA would like to ask you a question. So we'll see what kind of things that he has spun up for you.
All right, let's see what it is. Also add while it's loading up. Father may not be a Dracolich. Oh, what was that? Anyways, yeah.
What?
Oh, don't worry about it. Yeah, definitely not an evil dragon. Anyways, yeah. Oh, favorite Pokemon. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, this is a great one.
I wasn't able to hear because it's the sound of the thing, but I heard something about dragon.
Okay. Yeah, Dracolich. Yeah, undead dragon. Yeah, definitely a good aligned character, I swear.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah. But yeah, so favorite Pokemon. Okay, I love Pokemon. I admittedly I fell off like after like what was 7th generation Ultra Sun and Moon. I think so. 8th generation, I'm pretty sure was Shield. I played that one. I played it, but after that, after Shield, I kind of fell off. I want to get back into. But I still love Pokemon.
Hey, you would like Masquerada, you know?
I literally have a big Pikachu Squishmallow plushie like right next to me.
Nice.
And I love Pikachu. One of my favorite Pokemon, but not my favorite. I have a really soft spot for Mimikyu.
Oh, Mimikyu is good. I like Mimikyu too.
Yeah, the Ghost Fairy Pokemon. Mimikyu is kind of really adorable. You know, I love, like I said, maybe even with like Kale. You know, like I said, Kale's really cute and adorable, and really sweet. But there's still that kind of dark lore that I like including. Mimikyu is kind of like that too. He looks cute and adorable, but the lore of him literally, like, you know, people literally being scared to death, possibly if they look at him, and the fact that it's almost out of its nature because it wants to be recognized and doesn't want to harm anyone. But like literally, if you look at it, it's like, oh yeah, you're basically, you know, comatose, whatever. And I've always just, you know, I like fairy Pokemon, and ghost types are also pretty cool. And I always try to include Mimikyu in a team. It's not uncommon for me when I play that to like have him as a sweeper because of his so little ability. But I don't know, I really love the design, and I need to really get a Mimikyu plush. I plan on getting one. They have them at Target.
Do it.
So,
I have a couple of Mimikyu plushes, and I just think they're
Ooh.
amazing. They're really cool.
Mhm.
You gotta keep me in your audience with that pick. Oh yeah, we're going to keep you in audience. You can always stay in audience. It's a great show.
They always can. But yeah, no. I do love so many different Pokemon though. Even with Pikachu, almost I said Pikachu's because when I was a kid with the original Pokemon show, I'll just add this real quick. My mother called this number, and I had a call from Ash Ketchum himself and Pikachu.
Oh.
And I remember as a kid just being so excited because it was like, you know,
Ash Ketchum's calling me.
Like, hey there, you know. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Ash, and then like, I'm gonna put Pikachu on the phone, like Pika. I'm like, I was a kid, I was like, you know, like basically crapping myself, like, oh my god, it's Pikachu and Ash talking to me, and I think Misty was there too. I think, yeah,
that's cool. That's cool.
But yeah.
Oh, I like that. This is good. It sounds like Pokemon was a big deal for you. So that's actually really cool.
Yeah. And second place, Vikavolt. Very underrated character.
Sure. That's a good one. That's a good one too.
Yeah. But yeah.
I like it. Well, let's get into the one thing you've been teasing us a bit for this entire show. So now let's actually get the actual answer. What is your lore and backstory?
You see, I'm joking. No.
You see, it's gone. End stream right there. It's gone.
All right. So, I've explained a bit of a backstory. I'm gonna have to keep it watered down because, like I said, I'm a D&D nerd. I could literally sit here and talk your ear off for like 2 hours, but I'm not gonna do that to you. So, I'm going to keep it nice and watered down. To an extent, still keep it really nice and interesting, but like I said, not going to make it too insane. So, in order to understand Kale's story, you need to understand a little bit of D&D characters. I will have a very watered down version. There's so much stuff to happen, so much character development, so much insanity. His father was a green/forest dragon who ascended into a Dracolich through dark rituals, and his mother was based off of, at least, was based off of a character that was a tiefling, but that's not necessarily true as for this version of Cal. You're probably curious, you know. So canonically, the character I played in D&D, I will say this: the Dracolich was technically supposed to be dead, and his soul ended up plucked into a different character. Keeping it nice and short, in this D&D campaign, I ended up making a huge sacrifice because my character was connected to this Dracolich. My character ended up being sent to a different universe, and in turn, the evil Dracolich was able to stay in his body, not in his true body, but in the elf body. He was an elf body. So my DM told me that, like, yeah, like, you're now an evil character. Just, I trust you enough to play an evil character without messing up the party, because also your characters are aligned. I got a whole bunch of boons and also bad things, because imagine if, like, the equivalent of being like, oh, hey, you know, this person's basically Satan. You'd probably want to kill them. He's not literally that evil, but he has a reputation of being that evil. He's still a scumbag. But, you know, people say, oh, yeah, that's evil Dracolich. People are going to be like, they're going to literally just be like, kill him. Kill him now. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. And, because he did a lot of bad things in his time. I went over 20 sessions without them realizing that I was the different character, and I played it with a whole bunch of hints and everything, and just playing it off really perfectly, and playing it off as mood swings based off of awful events that happen and stuff. There's so much lore and story, but like I said, I can't go off. If I do, I would take up the rest of the time with that. And then the Tiefling was actually someone who was a disciple of one of his main arch nemesis who had died, and he's like, well, if I can't kill my nemesis because he's dead, I'm just going to corrupt his followers, because that's like the second best thing, ruin his legacy. He's not a good person. Gino was an awful person, but as the story went on, he genuinely started to become a better person and actually had genuine feelings for this person. But going out of that, people love this character so much that in the lore, he was one of the most powerful non-god deities, well, creatures, not deities. And when he was Dracula, so his soul was supposed to be contained, the gods intervened, they weren't supposed to. They tried to break an announcer order by forcibly destroying his soul, even though it wasn't bound and still within the living plane. His soul ended up fracturing into like thousands of different pieces. So what happens is whenever you play a campaign, not always, but in some of them, there'll be some kind of thing that might have been, it might be Gino himself, that's his name. It might be a little fragment that turns into some source of energy. It might corrupt someone. It might turn into a different version of him that's good or evil. You don't know what's happening. So taking it to place, our friends are like, you should totally implement that into your lore. I'm like, you know what? I really should, shouldn't I? So in an alternate, one of those many different dimensions that his fragment of his soul may fracture, which would basically make it much weaker, but it could gain more power as time goes on. He is the child of them. Mm-hmm. And an interesting part I never really talked about people is he's a jester of fate and everything. None of them really had anything to do with fate. Gino was this evil forest undead Draculich that ended up becoming... Oh, Raiders, hi! Welcome in.
Put a pin to that for a second, okay? Would you mind putting a pin to that really quick?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome, thank you, I appreciate it. Hello, Trinity. It's great to see you. Triangle Trinity. It's great to see you. Hello. Thank you for coming by and saying hi. The pleasure. Thank you for introducing me to your amazing community. Hello. This is a fun little VTuber talk show we like to host each and every week where we get to know a brand new VTuber. And this week, we have a very lovely Jester over here. Totally not a fanboy, totally not anything like that.
Yeah, definitely.
How about you introduce yourself to the lovely Raiders here?
Yeah, my name is Kale. Pleasure to meet you, Raiders. Thank you so much for raiding the lovely little Tricko here. I'm Kale, just a fate, so a little, trickster extraordinaire at your service. I'm a silly little VTuber that loves to do a whole bunch of different kinds of streams. Variety streamer, planning a lot of newer stuff because I just moved, so I've taken about a weekish break from streaming. I'll be streaming again this week. Easing back into it, a smaller schedule, bigger later. Lots of great fun stuff coming up, but yeah, thank you so much for coming in and enjoy your stay.
Of course. And very important thing he says all the time is 533523323. Oh yeah, don't forget that. Don't forget that part. Don't forget that part. It's very important. He texted to us, so we know it's very important.
Yes. Definitely part of the trick. Definitely.
It totally has nothing to do with the hotkeys. Yeah, totally nothing to do with it.
I'm gonna add that into lore.
Yeah, that into lore. But... I always dream of people putting my show into that lore. Just always think it's really cool.
That's cool. Maybe I'll do that. You never know.
Oh. Sorry to interrupt them with a raid. You never interrupt the raid. Never interrupt the raid.
Yeah.
You always appreciate your raids.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I was recommended by Artist Production. Oh yes, for after the party for the stream. Oh well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Productions is always really amazing. I always like
you don't have to apologize for interrupting the raid. We appreciate you coming in here.
Of course. Thank you for introducing yourself. I love it. Hope you guys enjoyed your time. I saw you play like that lone something. It was a game that I saw popped up. It was actually a really cool game. I just can't remember what the name was. But I hope you guys enjoy your stay. If you guys have to leave and go and get some food, get some rest, Lone Dark. Yes, the long dark. Sorry, my bad. But I hope that game was really good for you. But if you guys have to raid and dash, I understand completely. Go get some snacks, go get some rest. But if you guys do decide to stick around, I hope you guys enjoy your stay.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Did you want to continue your lore?
Yes. So I started with the Draculich, and then in this variation, I thought it would be interesting what if Kale was never really supposed to exist, but he still did against, defying fate kind of thing. I don't know, maybe, like I said, Gino was a very powerful draconic sorcerer dragon. He could take a more, lively looking form despite being an undead. And this variation of him will be different than the original I mentioned, and of course the variation of his, tiefling mother would be different. Maybe she's a full-fledged demon, maybe she's not. You don't know, but
You don't know.
considering, I thought it'd be very interesting into the lore of what if he wasn't supposed to exist because maybe Gina was already an undead dragon. So it's like, oh yeah, we don't have to worry about like there's no way there's gonna be a kid. It's like, oh, there is. And that might tie into lore of why Kale is the way he is, and maybe there's just something darker to him. Also, with him kind of dealing with dark. His mother is supposed to be of a darker nature because she has a demonic bloodline, but she's good-hearted in nature always. And the Dracolich is evil by nature, but he's softened up over the years. So with both those things coming in, there's a lot of influence from his respective parents, and I've implemented my old design into the lore that kind of Kale's psyche, just because they wanted him to not grow up knowing that he was a god, kind of like trying to teach some responsibility to not like, oh, they're gonna have $1 million, let's save until they're an adult rather than giving it to them right away so that they're immature and they just waste it all away. They did a same thing with him, that I'm able to lure his old form, the original design that I have, because I'm never selling that, I'm going to keep that forever and cherish it, was before he realized what he really was, and kind of him coming to terms with what he wants to do, because his parents are like, well, we want him to pick the right option, but the good option, but we can't really force it, and we want to kind of try to influence him in a good way, kind of nature versus nurture kind of thing. I've always found that interesting. There's always arguments about that, like, is a person inherently nature nurture? I'm a very little silly trickster, but I'm always an overthinker about those kinds of things. Are you familiar, real quickly, with the infamous painting of the jester that's sitting down and looking almost depressed and just kind of pondering about things? And in the background there is a bunch of partygoers dancing the royal court. Have you ever seen that painting?
I might have seen it. I don't remember it very much, but if you showed me that picture, I probably would get it. I'm a psychology major, so I definitely know about the nature nurture kind of aspects of things. So I definitely know all about that kind of stuff. But I do like looking at pictures like that and just like kind of like seeing like what's the inspiration. Yeah.
Yes, and this is like one of my favorite abstract painting is Starry Night, but my favorite painting that isn't abstract would most certainly be this one. I just love the implications of everything. I won't go into details about it, like I said, me geeking out, but this is also huge influences to another reason why I just really love
if you want to if you want to check out another person who has really interesting lore that you might like, that is very similar to your design and your style, is Van Gogh in Fate Grand Order. Is an app game. I don't know if you know about the Fate series, but Van Gogh is a character in the Fate series, and if you know about Fate series, they take like historical characters and put it into like anime theme. I would definitely recommend checking out the backstory of Van Gogh in the Fate series, because you will have a lot of similarities to that kind of style. Obviously, Van Gogh is the one who drew and painted the Starry Night.
Okay, I would definitely look into that. Thank you. I'm going to send that.
You might even like the design too. The design's really cool.
All right, cool. Thank you. I'll definitely look into it.
Definitely. I like it. But anything more you want to talk about with your lore?
There's, like I said, also not a lot, but there's a good amount that's also open to the community, because I want my community to be open to it just as much. Like I said, there's still going to be some kind of form that I would like to have a toggle for a new outfit, but still also tie into the lore. But I want to include the community. Maybe, he has a nature. Maybe he has a ghost form as well. Maybe
a ghost.
Maybe his true self is more of an eldritch thing. Maybe it's something else entirely. Just something more nature as to
I just want to see more. Yeah. I want to see more arm toggles. I want to see you do more arm toggles. This is what I want to see you do.
Yes, arm toggles, definitely.
Oh, you okay? Drop something?
Yeah, maybe. I was trying to juggle some things. Totally. Definitely not
juggling things is just randomly. I see it.
I am a very manly individual. I definitely did not drop my Hello Kitty plushie that has a Bluetooth speaker in it. I definitely don't have a lot of plushies and Hello Kitty stuff.
Totally manly. That's a manly thing.
Yeah.
We all men
Yeah.
like to have the Hello Kitty stuffs. Yes, I'll agree.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. Okay, okay. Next question then for you is what's your thoughts on the VTuber community at the moment?
Okay. So I appreciate the VTuber community. No community is perfect. I do know that the VTuber community can be a breeding ground sometimes for drama, but drama happens everywhere. And, stuff happens. I understand. Sometimes it's stuff that needs to be addressed because sometimes things just shouldn't happen. People make mistakes. I'm not one to judge, but, sometimes things need to be addressed. But that's just me looking at the negatives. I'm the kind of person that tries to look at stuff realistically. I'm very optimistic and high upbeat, but people be surprised when I talk about stuff. I'm just like, I'm optimistic and positive. I'm also spitting out the realistic facts. People are like, whoa, or like, we didn't expect you to be kind of notice this thing. Like, yeah, I understand it. I'm not ignorant to it, but at the same time, you can't go into stuff with you kind of attract the same kind of energy that you attract. If you're upbeat about stuff, even if stuff's going rough, you'll feel a little happier than if you're, really beat down. And it's fine. If you feel beat down, that's totally fine. But that's why I personally just always try to be upbeat because, but the majority of the VTuber community is amazing. Nothing's perfect. I like to put the bad out first. But disregarding all that, because nothing's perfect, the VTuber community is amazing. I have never had to personally deal with anything negative, which I'm very grateful for. I've only met amazing individuals. Sometimes there'll be people you don't click with, but that's different. That's just talk to someone and maybe don't click. That's fine. I don't hold it against someone if I talk to them and they don't talk to me anymore. Or if I talk to them and it never clicks, I don't care. Some people get offended. That's okay. There's billions of people in the world. There's only so many people you can interact with. That's totally fine. And I've just found that with my time streaming and everything, all the love and support and the community, my community and friends aren't just my viewers, they're also fellow streamers. I've had so many wonderful, friends that are also streamers that support one another, just selflessly doing it, not doing it just for the reason of just being like, oh, let me only interact with this person just for this, kind of thing. And of course, if you can help each other and boost one another, that's fine. Growth is healthy. Growth is fine. But like I said, yeah, the love, just meeting people who are just genuinely selflessly just doing things and being genuinely great people and friends, and it's really beautiful. And I know a lot of people, like I said, I spit out the negatives first, the drama and everything. That's what people mostly think about, but then I spit that out, but I'm saying all this lovely stuff about it. It's like, what do you mean? Well, that's why I say the bad stuff first and I see all the good. It's like, well, it must not be that bad if you see a lot of good. And I've had a couple of close calls. There was even before one of the VTubers I talked to a little, but then ended up just ghosting me, ended up being a VTuber, I won't mention their name, that ended up getting canceled because they did some awful stuff. And I'm like, I'm glad I didn't talk to them.
Yeah.
But, it doesn't really, at the end of the day, I've been in the VTuber community for a couple years. I've met people on the highs and on the lows. I've seen all different kinds. No one's perfect. People make mistakes, but this community, honestly, it's a loving community. And when you find your place in it and people that are, it's really welcoming. It's one of the reasons why I still do what I do. If the VTuber community, if I really thought that the VTuber community was toxic, I wouldn't be streaming anymore.
True.
Why would I waste my time with a community that is toxic and eating stuff up? It's not perfect, and of course, I know there's been a lot of drama posts, people saying like, "Oh, great, another doc reveal." Nothing's perfect, but I generally do still believe in the goodwill of people, and the VTuber community really does show it. I've seen, like I said, so much beauty, wonderful people in it, so I'm really grateful for each and every single one of these people out there.
I like that. That's actually really cool. That's really cool. Very soft. It's very wholesome. Very wholesome.
Yeah.
And that one, and that wholesomeness had a lowercase h. I like that.
Yeah.
That's very good. Very good. I like it. I like it.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, no problem. It's really good to have that kind of mindset. There's a lot of harmful truth that goes on in the VTuber community, and it's definitely new. It's definitely a brand new thing, and it's not going to be the best or bad things when it comes to that kind of stuff. But there's still some good. There's definitely some good. I like that.
Yeah, it's just like with life. a lot of good and a lot of bad happens, but you gotta take the good with the bad. It's like, make it into a milkshake and just appreciate the good and try to push the bad to the side as much as you can. Nothing's
Exactly.
perfect in life, but it's worth pushing forward, and it really is in the community.
I like that a lot. That's really good. That's really good. Cool. Awesome. Next question then for you. And that is, what changes have you started to see since you first started streaming compared to now?
Okay, so one thing you have to know is don't have to say anything. Just me moving around.
Did you just wiggle, wiggle, wiggle?
Yeah, getting into the habit of doing that. It's funny. Another thing is I used to struggle with talking a lot to my chat. Not that I wouldn't before, but I would try to talk to chat, but sometimes I'd be so focused in the games, I would just be, hey. Yeah, been focusing on my thing, and just be like, like I would still interact with my community, but I just kind of struggled with it. I had one friend recommend that I try reading out the messages that I get, not just responding to them, and it does kind of help a little.
It does.
It's not always possible, especially when you have a lot of viewers or you're kind of really busy. But another big thing was, the funniest thing is, I had a stream where I played it was a drinking stream, I believe it was. And I was playing solo, but it was me like, hey, I'm going to drink. I had so many DMs after that. People were like, wow, your stream was amazing. Like, it was so much better. And I asked them, like, well, like, I want feedback. I'm so happy I had a great time. What was different? Like, you were talking a lot more. I'm like,
I was?
Oh, that makes sense, because I'm more like laid back, and I'm not like, I may not seem like it, but I'm the kind of person that used to struggle with overthinking a lot. Not that I would have any personally self-doubt or anything. It was more of like I want to make sure I take the perfect response, and no one's perfect. And I have a good intuition, but despite that, I would still be like, I want to make sure I say the right thing. And people have those kind of, worries, not even insecurities, just worries. You always want to make sure you are at your best and everything, but that's not how life is. And and I realized sometimes with streaming, I would struggle to come up with small talk and everything, because I would be either too focused in, or I would struggle to like try to think of what exactly to say. It was when I was still very early into streaming and getting used to it, so I wasn't used to the habit of, how do I properly interact with my community? I appreciate them, but how do I interact with them, kind of thing. And after that, I'm like, wow, okay, I'm gonna make sure that I am actively talking, babbling like an idiot, and it's lovely, and it also has, of course, connect with the community. But that really was a huge change, because now whenever someone comes in, I make sure that I say, oh, hi, what's up. I always go to the raids. I was always good with, but just, communities, whenever I get a view or anything, I always make sure, hey, whatever, like, you do it well. I literally see you doing, like, even if someone who comes in and they just go to lurk, you're like, oh, hey, but you introduce and talk to them. It's wonderful. And you have that talent, which is great, that trait, which is great. But I struggled with that at first, and I'm like, okay, I need to learn to do that. I've also become better with making clips. I haven't uploaded a lot of clips, but I've made a few. Just need to upload them. I've worked on that. Clips will be much more often. Recently, I will start making actual more content. That's a big thing I've been working on before streaming. That is not really visible quite so far, because I only have one uploaded clip. But I've been working on stuff behind the scenes, because I've been offline. I know that's an important part of growth, and also a lot of my community was just like, hey, I want to see clips, because it's like, oh, I missed a stream, I couldn't watch this, I want to see this particular moment. Well, I've been working on that behind the scenes, so
ooh, there you go, guys. Behind the scenes stuff.
And I guess another big thing is, aside from the other kind of content I have planned, just from stuff that I've already done, I've noticed a lot more interaction with my community, and I really appreciate it. Obviously, it comes with growth, but I'm doing my best to make sure I'm always interacting, keeping everyone in the loop, even when life is chaotic. Even on those days where I'm just like, oh, I really don't feel like it. What keeps me going is like, I want to make sure my community knows that I'm doing okay.
Oh, but don't forget to take your breaks. Take breaks.
Yeah, but still, it only takes a moment to like open up the phone and make a tweet, and I know they appreciate it a lot.
Oh, it takes a moment.
Yeah.
It takes a moment.
And I know that moment means a lot more to more than just a moment to a lot of people. So I'm doing my best to make sure I definitely do that.
Yeah, exactly. It's a really nice thing to do. It's a really nice thing. I mean, we like that. We like that. That's really good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Very good. Oh, well, Noodle, a good noodle, the best noodle, our spin bot is back. He's gonna make sure that we get all the spins,
Okay, spin.
We'll get another spin
Should
for
win.
you. Noodle's great. Noodle's great.
Yeah.
He's a good
All right,
noodle.
let's see.
He's a good noodle. So we'll get another spin going for us right now.
Goodies and bad, but bad's better. I mean, what?
What? Why you keep stalking when I can't hear you clearly when the spin's going on?
I would never do that
Purposely.
purposely.
A trickster knows when he's being
I
tricked. I know it.
Favorite joke.
Okay, well you're a jester, right? You must have some good jokes.
You might get counts for this. I'm joking. No, I'm not. Gonna...
Oh no!
No.
See how it is. See, it's good. Like this is the last straw. It's gonna be like, now I'll go get rid of this trickster myself.
No, but for the questions and such, favorite joke.
No, he doesn't. Chat, don't believe him. No, what do you mean? Don't believe him?
I
What do you mean?
different layers of jokes, just because, like, I don't know. I'm the kind of person like stupid jokes and silly jokes. I'm the kind of person that appreciates really stupid, like corny jokes, and also jokes that have a bit of dark humor to them. Not super bad, but just silly stuff. Like, for example, a stupid joke that my favorite stupid joke, which is just like, wow, like that's really stupid. It would be like, I don't really trust stairs. You never know what they're up to. Something stupid like that, and it's like, wow, that's really corny. But if you want to get more,
I like the corny. The corny is the best. The corny is the best.
Yes, but something stupid is just like a little dark, but not too dark, because I don't want to make fun of things that are actually, not funny topics. Because that's a totally different kind of thing. I might say something like, do you know? That's so
yes.
bad. Do you? But I can say it here. Something like, for example, like, do you know why orphans are so bad at playing baseball?
They have a heart. I knew it. I knew it. So to the home. Wow.
Yeah.
Such a dark humor right there. See your dark humor right there.
Yeah, so I do like a bit of dark humor as long as it's playful and not actually offensive to anyone.
Agreed.
I wouldn't say that if someone feels bad about that kind of thing. I'll be like, oh no. But yeah, me only have one parent. I completely understand stuff like that.
Makes sense. But don't listen to Moi Moi. I don't get tricked all the time. I'm the ultimate trickster. I've never been tricked in my life. Obviously.
Same, totally. Yeah.
Totally. My favorite is every time I hear ambulance, I'm like, oh, someone died. I know, super dark at times. Others not so much. Yes, that's a pretty dark joke. I definitely agree. Well, here I got a joke for you, and it's a circus joke. Okay, so you can have this in your repertoire of Jester jokes. Cautionary. So let's see it. Okay, it's my favorite joke of all time. Okay, ready for it? Ready for it?
I laid on me.
Have you heard of what happened to the circus fire?
No, do tell.
It was intense.
Amazing. That's a perfect part of the literally
favorite.
Corny but in an amazing way. I'm stealing that perspective.
Steal it. It's such a good joke. I love it so much.
Oh, I have another one, but I cannot say it. It's too sussy suggestive. I can't say that.
You don't have to. It's fine.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
No, it's good. Let's get into some fun facts about you. Ready? This is gonna be the fun part of this entire interview. Has been nothing but a blast. This has been super fun. But now these last couple of questions are just gonna be fun facts about you. Are you ready for it?
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. Lay them on me.
Well, with this question, it is the hardest question of all. There might be fun facts, but there's still a difficult question, and that is, what's your favorite video game or video game franchise?
Oh, okay. So me, I've played way too many series. Like, I've played so much crap. I started playing back on the N64, and then I've played even earlier than that because later on I would emulate stuff or play stuff at different people. I've played games at every single console to have ever existed. Literally. I've played so much crap. I'm a radio streamer. I really do mean it. I've played so much crap over the years. But there is one game that will always hold a special place in my heart. And here's the thing. I don't even play it that much anymore. But it's left such an impactful part in my life. And I still play it occasionally. But Team Fortress 2.
That's a good one.
It's a game that I didn't even plan to buy originally. I back when I was on PlayStation 3, I got the orange box, which included 5 games: Half-Life, Half-Life Part 1, Half-Life Part 2, Portal, and Team Fortress 2. I got it for every single game except for Team Fortress 2 because I'm like, I'm not really, I do play multiplayer games, but I'm like, I really want to play it for the single player games. Eventually, I got bored. I'm like, might as well check out this TF2 game. It was a buggy mess on the PlayStation 3, but God, did I love that game. And I ended up meeting some really wonderful friends of mine that I still talk to this day, and that was many years ago off of there. And I loved it to the point where I was excited to play the PC version, knowing that it was much better. Although, if you know anything about TF2, there was a few years where it was literally overrun with bots until Valve finally fixed it after many years.
And
But
then
I
they
still
made
love the
that.
game.
Then they made that one joke with the
Mm,
the bots. You know.
yes, and the game finally officially ran through its official life because now it's considered like finished. But they fixed the bot issue and everything. But I've always loved TF2. It's always held a special place in my heart. I've met so many wonderful friends and people through it. Fun game. I played all the classes, really good at all the classes, but my favorite class was always Spy.
Makes sense. You would be a spy. You would be a
Yeah,
spy.
you can literally become invisible or feign your own death and become invisible depending on what you have equipped. You have a revolver, which does pretty consistent damage, but your main thing is your knife. If you stab someone in the back, it's really a 180. I know so much about the game, I know exactly. It's a 180 angle. And if you stab them, you can one-hit kill someone. If you don't, it does like little damage. So much silly. And they also disguise as enemies or disguise as allies. Really crazy game. It's fun times. Yeah, exactly. Fun times. But yeah, so I love that game. It will always hold a special place in my heart no matter what. Even if I don't end up not playing it again one day.
I like it. Very good choice. I actually haven't gotten that many people on those kind of things. That's a good answer. It's a good answer. I like that. Next question: if you could live in any video game or anime world, what would you like to live in?
That is interesting. Intrinsically, you'd want to go to a world where it's like, oh, it'd be really cool. But at the same time, a lot of worlds have like really messed up lore where it's like, it's a cool world, but you're just like in an enigma in a world where everyone else is kind of suffering. You're not guaranteed to have that. If you go in there just being a normal Joe, you want to kind of think behind the box. Like, if I'm like a normal Joe, am I going to end up in like a good, scenario? Let me see. Oh, kitty. Let me see. So it's very difficult because there are some really good things.
Yeah, you heard my cat meowing.
Honestly, yeah, meow. I love cats.
I love cats too.
Little Philly.
My spin bot is ready.
Yeah, so I would think Kale.
Lively came by and say hi.
Janix, oh hi! I know that silly little person, Janix. Hi, Janix. How's it going? Thanks for hopping by. So
give me one second. I'll be right back. Keep explaining to him. Yeah. So I'll be able to hear you. I'll be able to...
No. Go right ahead. Go ahead. I'll explain why you're gone. So I wouldn't call it exactly the perfect, because nothing will be perfect, but it would either have to be something that has high magic or high sci-fi. I kind of like magic stuff a lot, but like in practicality, I would still like to, like, me as a person, as cool as it would be live in like a magical world and do everything you want, I kind of want to live in a setting where I could still, VTube and talk to friends online and do all this geeky stuff. If you live in a fantasy setting, most of the ones that would be mentioned, you wouldn't be able to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go home and watch the stream or listen to ASMR and stuff. It would still be cool, even if you could live in a perfect world where you can have like complete magical mastery, but most of the time you're not gonna have the opportunity. I think a safe option would, from something that's more well known without you have to explain too much, probably like Star Trek or something, because it's like
Star Trek. That's a new one. Okay.
Yeah, because it's like you can join a fleet, just go around, do your stuff, explore the galaxy. It's pretty low violence, probably one of the lowest violence in sci-fi universes too. And like there's so much like technology and stuff in there that like you basically can get all your like needs filled, like yeah, it's just kind of a really sophisticated time where there's still conflict, or we always will be conflict. We don't have to worry too much about it.
Yeah, you don't
I
have to
guess
worry
you
about
could
it.
say too, it would be neat to go into a world where you could technically live forever, but it's like that. I don't know. That's kind of
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And imagine big nah.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I love it.
Mm-mm.
Perfectly says, are you not going to blast away by the pro tag or some demon army? That's the true dilemma. No, I hear you. That's why you got to worry about going into those kind of stuff. Like that's why like
Yeah.
Konosuba.
Yeah.
Konosuba is just like it's just funny antics, but still has the fantasy elements
Yeah,
to it.
exactly. Yeah, it would be totally. I would change up my thing if you could be in an elevated position, but just being like, if I just be a normal Joe, just like a
Just be
regular
normal.
person without that, it's like, yeah, I probably would start. That seemed like a pretty safe thing to pick.
Oh yeah, 1%. That's why my rule is that like if you can like get the powers or get the abilities while you're there, I think that's a rule. You can't go in there and just be like amazing, you know? Like you can't go into Dragon Ball Z and just be a Super Saiyan. No, that's not how it works.
Yeah, you might just end up like Krillin level, which is not awful at first, but compared to the rest of the series, you're basically on the sidelines.
Exactly, but like Pokemon's a good example because you can go into a Pokemon world and get a Pokeball, and the Pokemon's there, so you can capture that. So it's
the
like
Pokemon was actually, I was going to mention that, another big one, but the thing is, there's a lot of stuff in Pokemon that's never explored. Like a lot of the Pokemon have really dark lore. Like, is that like
dark.
how would that work into the lore? You never see it in the show or the games. It's like, how would that work? Or like even food, like where do they get their meat from? Is it from Pokemon? Is it from?
They did say that you can eat slowpoke tails.
Yeah, so I don't know how I'd feel about like literally sentient, like not that I'm saying animals aren't sentient, but like Pokemon, they literally show them as being like 100% intelligent, like understanding language and everything. Imagine being like, oh yeah, we're gonna slaughter this, like not just the tail, the entire Slowpoke today. The Slowpoke is just like
slow.
I feel way too bad. I would legitimately have to be a vegetarian at that point, even though I love
pretty
my
much.
meat. Yeah.
Oh snap. Are you? Oh wait. Also, how's the interview going now? I feel like VR chat is a very fitting for a VTuber to live in. No, I hope the VTuber. I hope the interview is going well. I'm having a blast. I think it's really great.
You know what, Jay? That's actually a really interesting thing. VR chat would actually be a very fitting VTuber world to live into. I never really thought about that. Actually,
yeah.
dang.
I wonder what would happen if like I could see this be like a webtoon comic or maybe like an anime. Where what if like everyone went into like the everyone went into VR chat and they were their model. They were their model, and they had to live in that.
Yeah, if I had to do a fictional series, I'd probably go with Star Trek. If I could just be anyone, VR chat would actually be really chill. You don't have to worry about anything. You don't like the world you're in, just go to a different world. You know.
That's pretty good. I like that. That's a good answer. Good answer. I never heard of that one as well.
Dang,
cool.
Jay's spitting facts. Look, thank
all
you.
the facts. All the facts.
Yeah.
Are you just going to get nuked? Not today is the question of the day. There's so much light novel.
Heck yeah.
True. Well, we have two spins right now. We have two spins we got for you guys. The first spin is going to be from Noodle. Got a Noodle question. Spin bot. Where's the spin bot?
Okay.
Got another spin for you.
Here we go.
All right, so I'm going to judge you very harshly on this. Don't disappoint. Don't disappoint. Okay.
Oh.
Favorite pizza toppings.
Favorite toppings. Okay. So this one, I'm gonna say pineapple pizza. I'm joking. No. I had to say that. I had to say that jokingly because my friend Janix is here, and I told him a story about pineapple on pizza jokes and stuff. Also not my favorite toppings, but super short story because I never reached the 2-hour mark. With Janix, they like a bit ago had a birthday stream, and they were having a make your own toppings on pizza. And I went to Italy, and you want to know what the American pizza was? It was
pineapple.
No. It was pretty different. It was French fries and chicken nuggets
on a pizza.
Yes, and that was the American pizza. They also had a ham and French fry version, which I had a picture of. I forget, but yeah, they call that an American pizza. One of the pizzerias I went to, it was hilarious because it's like, oh, let's think of something outrageous that you would have on pizza. It was hilarious, but no, that's not my favorite. My favorite toppings, I like a lot of different kinds of pizzas. Pizza's all different good. as much as I love like the white sauce with the broccoli, my favorite would just honestly be meat lovers. If I could have one topping, it would be sausage. I love sausage.
Sausage is good. Sausage. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Good answers. Good answers.
Yeah, I was gonna say something, but I'm like, I should probably not say.
You're already being
I'm
sus.
like, I love meat in my mouth. Wait, no.
Whoa.
No.
Clip
Yeah.
it, guys. Clip it.
No.
Clip it.
No.
He said it.
I swear.
Do it.
No, I was saying just for Pride Month. I thought I would enjoy that. I swear. I'm just
Swear.
supporting the homies.
Support the homies.
Yeah,
You always
yeah,
want to support the
yeah.
homies. Yeah, exactly. It's always support
But
the
yeah,
homies.
no. I love meat lovers. I mean, meat is just kind of a, and meat with optionally some mushrooms, really good. Meat lovers with some mushroom would be really, really,
Not
really
sus
good.
in any ways. Not sus. Not sus.
Yeah, but yeah.
But no,
I'm pretty simple.
I love it. Very good.
Yeah.
Are you able to? Oh, sorry. What?
I will add real quickly. As for pineapple on pizza, I'm not crazy about it. I've had it before. I've had good. I've had bad. I've had some that was good, and I've also had one that it literally tasted like the pineapple was still wet and from like a dollar store. So but yeah, I've had good and bad. But yes, what were we saying?
I was just reading off what Perfectly was saying. Are you able to interact with the internet, like stream or make content or access the internet when inside VR chat? That might be interesting. There's a lot of cool potential. Let's see. My first Kale stream was that pineapple pizza game. Oh, so you did actually have it ourselves.
Yes. Oh God, yeah. It was a game called Pineapple on Pizza, and it's a very cute little game that turns very dark very quickly. It's actually the one game that I clipped. There's is it a 3-minute clip or a 2-minute clip? I forget. I think it's a 3-minute clip on YouTube. Yeah,
nice. Should be 3.
It's something. Yeah.
Cool. I like it. That's so cool. I would say you should. If you claim to be stuck in a game, people will just think you playing a character like a Vtuber lore style. Pretty kind of cool. Cool. Yeah, that would be an interesting idea. Guys, you guys need to write this down. Write this down. It's a good idea for you guys. You gotta write this down. Can I request to have Kale's audio turned up a bit? I wish I could, but I actually can't turn it up any higher than it already is. You have to speak a little bit louder. I already have your max volume.
I gotcha. I shall speak loud.
Cool. Awesome. And then we have Moy Boys question. We have Moy Boys.
All right. Moy boy. Here we go.
Moy. I claim 2% of that idea. Do it. Kale, start screaming.
Talent?
Go for it. Scream.
I was gonna.
Do you have unknown talent that not many people know about?
I'll give a two-handed answer. One that people may know, one that probably don't. Talent. So there's a couple that people probably don't know. I mentioned before that I like writing and all. I actually write to the point where I want to write a novel one day. I love lore stuff. It also manifested a lot when I started playing D&D with creating characters. I know that you can play D&D, but I've also people said I'm good at DMing. I haven't DM'd in a while, but another big thing. I've worked with some other talent, stuffies. I've played piano in the past. It's been a while, but I do play a couple of different instruments. Primarily piano. I've played a couple other ones, but not to the point where I'd say they're amazing. Used to be part of choir. I'm also pretty good. Have a pretty big green thumb. I love the garden. Just unfortunately, in the past few years, I haven't really lived anywhere where I can really have my own full garden. But once I settle into a more prominent place, I also want to just put a garden somewhere and then have to leave it again. Also, I used to take care of quite a few fish and koi and different aquarium tanks, but moving fish and everything is a massive pain. I don't want to invest in setting up more exotic aquariums and such while moving, putting stress on the fish and the environment, and making sure that, or whatever frogs, whatever else would be in there, I don't have frogs, but whatever you want to put in there, starfish or such, putting in there beforehand. I do draw, but mostly the sketches, not digital. I do want to get a drawing tablet and practice trying to do sketches. I don't know how proficient I'd be, but I would like to try that out more.
That'd be cool. I can see that.
Yeah. And also, I don't know if this is per se a talent, but I'm pretty good at doing a lot of acrobatic kind of stuff. I'm very good at like climbing on the side of things that I really shouldn't, climbing up the sides of buildings. Don't ask, I've known that. Don't worry, very safe, totally very safe. I do not condone such actions. Just to see if I were to know, you know.
Hey,
But
just in case,
yeah.
just in case.
And also apparently I'm very good at well, and one of the thing yeah, I guess that's really about it. I guess the only thing I would probably say is I have some very wholesome with capital H talents apparently when it comes to recording stuff. So yeah, that'll be shown eventually.
Well, that's gonna be great for you guys. Definitely great. 100%. I love to see that. I love to see that. So cool. So cool. Cool. Well, Jay, also thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it. Next question for you: If you could collab anyone out there, no matter how big or small they are, who would you like to collab?
Oh, that is difficult because there's just so many.
Yeah, because you also don't really like have any Oshis you want to look up to.
Yeah, that's a bit difficult. I have a twofold answer because there's, I'll say threefold. Because one of them is one that I would personally pick, and the other two is just because I promised friends of mine if I ever have the opportunity that I would do it. There's one close friend of mine that requested that if it would ever be possible for me to try to collab with Tega, if you know who Tega is. Tega is a femboy VTuber.
Just car.
I like their content as well very much, but a friend of mine was like, please, if you could. Another friend of mine, IRL friend of mine, wanted me to collab with, let's see. Wanted me to collab with Megalodon.
Right, like Charles.
He's like a huge fan of them. But for me, there's someone who is really sweet and all, but I definitely have a lot to catch up on before I feel like I would even be worthy of collabing with them. Just because, you know, Kitson, they've been a really, I don't know if you've heard of them, Femboy Fox VTuber, really sweet individual. I've interacted with them a little behind the scenes. They're a really lovely VTuber, really high energy, crazy. I would love to have the opportunity to collab with them at some point. And yeah, and another one would also be you probably heard of this other Femboy, Necro.
Oh, Sile?
Yeah, Necro. Yeah, the you know, they have the whole bunch of the colorful the Crony.
Oh, maybe I don't know who you're talking about. I thought you were talking about.
Yeah, no, good. Crony is like a zombie, carnival zombie. He is like super fucking sweet. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're so fucking sweetheart. So cool. Yeah, they're really really fucking such a sweetheart.
Well, you know, that sounds like be great people to collab with. I love it.
Yeah. So they're people that like. Not that I'm saying that people who are big, you know, not necessarily being, but there are people who I know, despite their, you know, popularity and everything, they're generally like sweethearts behind the scenes.
I think that's like where like the best part of it is. So it doesn't have to be a big VTuber. It could just be someone you look up to or someone you just respect, and you think you guys will vibe with on the show. I think that's actually really cool. I love it.
Yeah, both of them pop off recently too, though. But yeah, just it's because I just know how, you know, lovely they are. So
yeah, lovely people. I love it. Well, nice to meet you, Char. Thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it. I think I finally might be able to have an answer for this. Oh, you better answer me. Oh, you better. I guess you have to go collab with Jay. Apparently, Jay.
Yeah, Jay is. Oh yeah, no, Jay is amazing. Yeah, Jay, I've collabed with in the past. Jay, I'm gonna kidnap you for collabs again. DM me.
Collab.
Yeah. Oh, when I say kidnap, it's my
kidnap him.
If I say when to kidnap someone, it's my affection way of saying that we're gonna do something.
Whoa!
I have a IRL friend who has 12 siblings. So we would jokingly say that, oh, we're gonna kidnap your kid for today, or like, hey, we're kidnapping you. And like, if we kidnap one of your like one of their kids, they're not gonna notice, right? Like, you know, it would be our friend that we're kidnapping, jokingly saying. But
makes sense. So yeah. It's good. I love it. The way you have your chat set up to show on stream is awesome. Oh, thank you so much. It also has
Yeah.
a persona thing. I mean, I guess that's what you meant to say. It's
Yeah.
a persona. I do have persona. I'm a huge persona fan, so you can definitely see the persona aspects to it. It's true. It's a persona style, very cool. J is a fun.
Yeah.
Is very fun. Very fun. That very fun.
Yeah, Jay is lovely.
I love it. That's cool. That's cool.
Yes.
Awesome. Well,
Mm.
next question for you, and that is, what is next? What is your goals? What would you like to do next?
So, goals, achievement clears, everything. I mentioned before, I'm going to be releasing more specialized content. I'm going to start including things that were active to the community. I'm going to start. My shot collar will be for this for the birthday collab, but it won't be just for that. I might make that to my stream record. Like, hey, here's the thing. I'm not going to put the collar on my neck because it does say for safety reasons don't put it on your neck. So, you know, I'll put it. Most likely on my arm because it seems like to be the most effective, unfortunately for me. You can literally feel it go up your arm and it will literally make me affect how I'm using my mouse. So that'll be fun to see people literally hear me erratically yelling and then move my mouse around really differently.
Your head would just go. Wah.
Yeah, I've jokingly joked people like I'm afraid what's going to do to me in the long term. I'm going to start like being like, yes, another shot. I mean, oh god, no, another shot. But no. Aside from that, specialized streams, there's a lot of retro games that people probably never heard of that I would love to play. Not making that my main thing, but just like once a week, maybe twice if it's a game that people really want me to like. Maybe a game that I want to finish in one sitting. A lot of those games are really short though, and you can finish easily in one or less streams. I plan to like specialize with the less having a healthy balance between collabs and single stuff. I plan to make ASMR content. I plan to at some point in the very close future start investing in content that is more than just wholesome, some other sussy content that may require me to go to other websites. I have a lot of other crazy content ideas, VR chat stuff as well, because I have a full function custom VR chat model thanks to the lovely Aki. So thank you very much again for that. So grateful for her making that for me. She's such a sweetheart. And yeah, just kind of seeing where everything goes too, because I've had a lot of people reach out to me, big and small, and I'm more than happy to talk to everyone and just kind of my goals too, just to keep going, see where it's going, have a healthy amount of growth, keep my community with me, and I've just and just and also a big thing too. Every stream having clips uploaded. I will start doing that once I'm back. I have a program set for that can start clipping stuff, so I don't have to be like, oh, I gotta sit here and watch my 4-hour VOD. I work full time. It's kind of hard to do. I don't have an editor yet, so that could be a very easier way to do stuff.
I will hydrate. Thank you so much, Young. It's great to see you here. A fun tip for you that I think you should try and implement. It'll make your job a little bit easier. Is I highly recommend when you do your tweet after you're done streaming and say like thank you to the Raiders. Try and find that tweet. I mean that clip you did and put that with the tweet. So that'll make it stand out a little bit more. It forces you to like think about your content and make it clip. And with that program, it will make it all done. So all you have to do is post it with your raid message, what you did with your raid messages. So that.
Yeah, that's actually really sweet. Thank you very much.
Highly recommend.
Yeah,
That'd be really cool.
That's actually really ingenious. Thank you so much.
Of course.
I appreciate it.
Of course. Now, when I type things, it shows up and it has he, him next to my name. Which go for it. Nothing wrong with that. I guess you meant pronoun. I did mean pronoun. Oh, wait, you didn't mean pronoun. When you have your stream chest show up on your stream, it's awesome. Also, it has the pronoun thing. I actually didn't know it had the pronoun thing on it, but that's cool. I wasn't planning on that, but yeah, that was really cool.
It's really nice. Yeah.
I'm here. It's great to see you, Young. We will do one more spin before we get to the last question of the night. So we'll get right into it. Wow. Thank you so much for coming by. Wow. Final spin. What will it be? It was accidental, but it's still pretty cool. Awesome. Favorite anime. So cool though. Very cool. Just seeing the thing someone was talking about. All the best things. Wow.
So there's a lot of anime that's cool. I'm in a strange position with newer anime because I do watch a lot of clips of newer anime, but I'm guilty of just not. Recently, I haven't had a lot of time to sit back, just watch movies or animes. Like the most recent movie I've watched was like, I want to say Deadpool versus Wolverine, which isn't that old, but still, there's been a lot of movies since then. That one and the new Alien movie that came out. I've seen clips of other ones, but I haven't actually been able to sit down and watch the entirety. I know other movies, what happens in them, or may have been spoiled, but I haven't really had a lot of opportunities to go to theaters and stuff. And that kind of ties into because you can still watch movies at home. But with anime, I know I've seen a lot of clips of the newer ones. I haven't been able to actually sit down and watch, or there are some where I haven't watched the anime too much, but I know what happens because I've read the manga. Like for example, I won't spoil anything, don't worry. But for example, like with Demon Slayer, I know exactly what happens, long before that. Or Attack on Titan, when it happened, I knew for a long time what happened because I read the manga. But the one series, there's been a lot of series that are lovely, but one anime that I've really always loved, I know that a lot of people will love. It's kind of a tie. It's really hard because these are both really big ones. I've always been a sucker for Dragon Ball Z because it's just iconic. Like even when I was a kid, before I knew what anime was, I watched Dragon Ball Z. I'm like, oh, this is so cool. Watch them fight, watch Kid Goku go with that. I wasn't too crazy about GT. And Super has, in my personal opinion, I like Super. It has some ups and downs. I still think it's pretty cool that they're still going forward. Maybe it's because I'm a little more biased towards the older ones. And I love the OG villains, especially like, Frieza himself is just so cool. But I'm really impartial to say JoJo's Bizarre Adventure as well. Because it just...
Good choice.
Just all the sounds and everything. I've even played like the old... there's an old arcade game where it's... they're fighting... it's a 2D pixel fighter game too as well. I've even played that before. And even both of the JoJo games on PS3. One of them got released on PC. I forget what that one's called, but it's also Eyes of Heaven. And JoJo, I'm really excited for Part 7 to be animated. I know they're sort of working on it, so I'm kind of geeking out about that. Because Funny Valentine, no spoilers being said, one of my favorite villains out of the series. If I had to pull out 3 from the 8, it would be Funny Valentine, Yoshikage Kira, and Dio, because they're all good for different reasons. Dio's just unapologetic. Well, technically Part 1 and 3, but he's just an unapologetic asshole, completely evil, no redeeming qualities kind of thing. Kira is literally mentally insane, wholesome in a really weird way, not in a good way, but definitely mentally deranged, but he kind of has some weird development that never really goes through. And then, without any spoilers being said, because, not much is known about him, for his own reasons, Funny Valentine is just really, 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 really interesting. But I won't spoil anything for anyone potential because not too many people know about him as a character. But I definitely look forward into seeing him being animated and his story being told. So yeah, it's just really between those two, they're really 2 different big flavors, but both of those have had a huge impact. Dragon Ball Z more so in my earlier life. Now that it isn't anymore, I literally have a Dragon Ball Z poster thingy up here, and then JoJo's Bizarre Adventure just later in my life when I got more into anime and stuff.
I like it. That's really cool. That's really cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, cool. That's very good. I like that. Good answer. I like those. Good taste, then. Good taste.
Thank you.
Of course. You ready for the last question of the night?
Yes. Yeah.
Cool. I love this question. I asked this question to everyone. That's really good. Before we do that, hello, Moi Moi. It's great to see you. Hello.
Welcome in.
Is the most prettiest of the VTubers that come on my show. I love it.
Welcome in.
Stormfront incoming. Hello, everyone. It's a rainy day out there. Is it a rainy day out there? Actually, it's raining outside my house. That's really great. I actually love it. I love it. I can see. The only reason why I have a rainy day outside at my house is because Moi Moi is here. So it's great to see you. Hello, Raiders. This is a fun little VTuber talk show we like to host each and every week. We get to check out a brand new VTuber. This day we have a really lovely Jester over here. How about you introduce yourself to the new Raiders here?
Hi, welcome in, Raiders. Thank you so much for coming in. I'm Kale, a Jester Fate, Trickster Extraordinary at your service. It's a little Jester VTuber. May not be fanboy. Okay, I am.
Let's not deny it.
Yeah.
You're the best of fanboys. Best. The
Yes,
best.
thank you. Yeah, but I'm just like I said, it's a little Jester VTuber, variety streamer. Though I'm doing a lot of different content. I've been taking about a weekish or so break from streaming because I recently moved. But everything's stabilized. I have so much great stuff planned, especially for my birthday. And I have a lot of more kind of stuff coming up. Especially, I'll be getting a new equipment in about a week or so, and I'm just really excited to share with everyone. But yeah,
That's cool.
mhm.
Well, if you
Yeah.
guys need to head out, because I know Moi Moi has you guys locked into your World of Warcraft streams, and now you're free to go. Obviously, you guys can sit back and relax. We are wrapping up our
Yeah.
interview soon, so we'll be rating out pretty soon on this one. But it's still
Okay.
great to see you guys. If you guys do stay for the whole time, we'll go and raid out. And it's a pleasure to hang out with you guys. But if you guys do have to go and raid and run, I understand completely. Go get some snacks, go get some booze, get some rest. And I appreciate you guys coming in. And thank you again, Moi Moi, for the raid. I really do appreciate it. And introduce me to your amazing, lovely community. Okay, thank you. Great. We'll do the stretch. We both have to do stretch, okay?
I will. Yeah. Oh God, my stretches. If I make noises, it sounds so sus.
You guys gotta mute. You guys.
Here we go.
Okay.
My
I was like,
yawns are worse.
I was like, wow, I didn't hear anything at all. And all of a sudden, I was like,
my
whoa.
yawns are so bad. Hold on. If
Just
I
me,
force
Moi
myself-
Moi's yawns are really I love Moi Moi's stretches.
Let me
I know about
see.
you, but I know. Do you ever get the lucky like
There we go. There's a yawn. I've done that at work once, and it was an interesting reaction. I had to...
Yep. You and Moi Moi has that in common, especially at work. Especially at work.
Yes, we have
Same brain cell.
Yep, literally at work. First time I forced myself to do like a more normal one, and I was so sleep deprived. I did it a second time, and it was so feminine that everyone turned around and they thought it was the customer that I was dealing with, and they were like, "Wait a second, they didn't yawn though." And I'm like, but it got busy and everyone kind of forgot. Kind of embarrassed because it was the first night I went to my first manager meeting.
Oh. Gotta watch out for those kind of things. Gotta watch out. You gotta watch out. But yeah, final question of the night. Final question, which is going to be: do you have any advice for those who want to get into streaming / VTubing?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff. Don't be overwhelmed. Don't pay too much attention to the numbers. Not that you should ignore the numbers, but some people will get so focused like, oh, I just started out, I only have like 1 or 2 viewers or no viewers right now. You're going to get demoralized. If you can, try to have a schedule. A schedule will help a lot. You don't know how many times before I had a schedule, pardon me, where people have said like, oh, I want to watch your stream, but it's like, I don't have a schedule. I just kind of stream whenever, and that's okay. But when you don't have a set schedule, it makes it harder, because I could be like, oh, Tricko's really cool, but like, when does he stream? It's like, oh, just whenever he says it in like his server or when he announces. Not that you do that, but like, it's harder if you that's the only way you stream. Try to upload clips if you can. I know it's a bit harder. Another big thing, don't feel like you have to like get the biggest, most expensive model. If you have to start off with a PNG tuber, that's fine. I know that there's been a few people that have just kind of been like, I don't know, like I feel like I won't matter as much if I have only PNG. If you're a PNG tuber, you are a VTuber. I know some people have argued against that. If you are starting with a PNG, who cares? You're still a VTuber. Don't let that deter you. You're just as much a VTuber. And if you ever want to invest in the future getting a model, go ahead. Don't feel bad. People go through models all the time. There's just what if you don't have a model that has the most fancy features, or if you have a PNG tuber. As long as you're happy with it, it's okay. Don't get discouraged. Keep going through. Be open to advice. Make sure you're having fun. Make sure you don't get burnt out. And, just keep streaming constructive criticism, because sometimes people know stuff you don't. And, like I said, just make sure you don't burn yourself out either. And make sure you stream when it's good for you. Don't force yourself to stream when you think it's the highest peak. Like, if I have to get up at 6 in the morning, I'm not going to force myself to stream at 12 at night, because eventually I'm going to start crashing. I'm not going to be talkative. I'm not going to feel good. And then you're just going to hate it in general. Just make sure you're having fun, and just go with the flow, if you want to, you got this, and make sure, so yeah, and enjoy the lovely community, like I said.
I agree. One good advice. Good advice. I think those are actually really nice. Very good. Very good. But
Thank
hey,
you.
that wraps it up for us today. Thank you
Yeah.
guys so much for joining in. That was a blast. Had a great time with you. It was all amazing. It was
Thank
a
you.
lot of
Yeah,
fun.
it was lovely. Thank you so much for having me.
Of
Yeah,
course, more than happy to.
literally I might jump back into streaming because I'm going to be start working on my schedule tomorrow.
Go for
So
it.
yeah, I appreciate it. So
No problem. A
good
pleasure to
get
have you on my
my
show. Thank you. Thank you.
yeah. Thank you so much again.
Of course, of
And
course.
thank you so much for all these lovely viewers here. Each and every single one of you are appreciated. I know that Trico does too, but I also appreciate you all here too. Listen to my silly little
Aw.
ranting. But yeah, so thank you so much again.
It's great to see you guys. Thank you so much for coming by and checking out. Thank you guys all much for an amazing group of people. I love seeing you guys. And then what we're going to do now is we're now going to raid out to another amazing VTuber. And I always like to ask for the first suggested raid out to my guest team. So who would you like us to raid?
Oh, who shall we raid out to?
And while you do that, while you look for that, also please tell me, where can people find you?
Okay, so while I'm finding out which lovely person to raid, because I have quite a few people streaming right now. If you want to find me, thank you. Yes, you can find me on. I have my Twitter, which of course is Trickster. All my socials should be Trickster Kale. I do have Blue Sky, but I haven't really used it too much. I need to use that one more. I do have, of course, my Discord. My Discord's also great because I have automated messages that you can opt into or out to if you don't want them about when I stream or updates that are happening. Lovely community there as well. I'm gonna have a Patreon-ish kind of thing soon once I have more stuff up. I am on YouTube and also on I'm gonna make Instagram tomorrow, and I will have a TikTok. I'm gonna start uploading clips regularly. So yeah, but like I said, the best ways to find me: Discord, Twitter, Twitch. Best ways.
Best one. I love it. Very good. Very good. Oh, did you find someone yet?
Right. You know, I believe that I have. Let me go ahead
Wonderful interview. The best.
and share them with you. You know what? I was talking about Kit. Let's go ahead and read out the Kit. Kit's NVT. He is a sweetheart. He was also very sweet and kind, even when I was on my break. And I know he's a very, very busy individual, so I didn't even expect him to respond. And he did. He's just a sweetheart, despite all the stuff that he's doing and being busy. So I really appreciate that. So,
oh, you can find Kale in Jay's heart.
aww, that's very, very sweet. Thank you, Jay. Yes. They can find you. I mean, what? You didn't hear anything. But yes, let me go ahead and send you their. There we go. I sent it right to you in Discord. We'll go ahead and raid out to them.
Awesome. Let's get that all set up. So stick back, relax. We're going to be sending out to lovely, amazing people right now. So let's go give them all the awesome stuff. Oh,
all right.
Actually,
thank you again for having me.
I actually tried to reach out to this person to get them on my show. They did not respond. Okay.
Oh,
not everyone responds to my invitations, but it's totally fine.
Yeah.
Well, cool. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining in. You guys are all freaking amazing. Go check out Kale, a very awesome VTuber, and we would love to see what they have in store for us today and for the rest of the year, and so on and so forth.
Thank you so much.
Definitely check her out. And now, also, if you like to check out a new VTuber, I host this show each and every week, which we have 3 this week. So yeah, get tied for 3 another set of amazing VTubers.
All right.
And so if you'd like to check out someone know, you can also follow me. By Two Tricks. We are the Two Tricks. We're the Tricko and the Trickster. It's great. I love it.
Thank you coming, Jay.
No problem. You guys all take care. Don't leave Discord yet, okay?
Yeah, got you.
Awesome. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Have a wonderful one, okay?
Take care.
Bye.
You